And for one last time on the day known as Tuesday, May 13th, it is time for the honk. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Arvonauts, to a Tuesday evening stream. It is our monthly Arvocalist stream, although it is not our only Arvocalist stream this month. Gasp. Does that mean that there's more? Why, yes, there is. But before we get there, we welcome to the Arvocalists with the premiere of Citizen Sleeper 2. I am super pumped up for this. We played Citizen Sleeper 1, and that was a really good one, actually. And as KP was saying in the green room, is actually the first time that KP was the first one that he did was for that. Citizen Sleeper 1. So now it's time to move on to Citizen Sleeper 2. I think it's going to be a nice change from what we had from Citizen Sleeper 1. From what we had from growing up. So I'm excited for that. But before we get there, a couple of quick notes. I've already done this earlier, so I'm just going to zip through this quickly. Please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube, and thanks if you're watching me over there. Discord is !ArvCord. Twitter, !Arv tweets, Blue Sky, !Arv sky, website, arvaneleron.com, financially, !Arv shop is the merchandise area, !Arv Treon is the Patreon. Please make sure to support us on the publishing side, Icarus, my graphic novel from Mathis Arts, Library, my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment, Greyshade is my Greyshade IP, Greyshade Renegade Heretic, that is the Grey Assassin trilogy, and also the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks, and you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade from our very own Brandon O'Brien from Alligator Alley that will be out at Gen Con this year. Very excited for that. You can pre-order that too. It's going to be awesome. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we'll do so for others in that situation in the future. And thank you so much, Triffany Mats, for subscribing at Tier 1, 62 months, more than 5 years. Thank you so much. Hooray, Arvin, our vocalist chat, and Citizen Sleeper 2 at last. Yes, amen to all that. Thank you so much. It is a great pleasure as always. Thank you, Triffid. And welcome, everybody. I am super excited for tonight. We had a good stream earlier today of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. And then we did some Expeditions Rome, which was really good. And now we've got this going on with our vocalists, and the full crew is here. And so with no further ado, I'm going to unmute myself so they know we're going, and I apologize ahead of time for anyone that I interrupted because I couldn't hear them. And then I am going to unmute them. And last but certainly not least, head over to reveal to you the crew. They are all here. All four of them are ready with bells on. They are excited. Two quick shout outs. First of all, one shout out and one note. The shout out is to Rem, who produced that baller graphic that you saw earlier. Let's all take that in just a moment. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, that is just, no, seriously, it was awesome. So thank you, Rem. Awesome graphic. I love it. And then the second thing is, big announcement tonight, chat, which I've been promising the whole time. We sort of vaguely made reference to it last time. We can officially announce it now. The Arvocalists are going to be leading off that's right, you heard it correctly, leading off ArvCon 2025, our 11th annual ArvCon to benefit the Damon Running Cancer Research Foundation. That's going to be starting a week from this Friday, and it's going to be happening on Friday night, May 23rd. They will be leading off, but not as voice actors, or not principally so. They will be doing a one-shot D&D event featuring Rem and Indian KP and yours truly as players with Critical Role DM, full-time Critical Role. No, not that. But professional DM and my partner in crime on Gen GMs, and also a player in Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks. And that's Zach Clay, who's going to be doing the whole thing. So they're going to be leading it off. We're going to be raising the money. I've already laid down the gauntlet to them and explained about how, like, you have to try to raise the most money, and then, like, otherwise people kind of give you the side eye that, no, I didn't say any of those things. But I'm really excited for it. It's going to be awesome. It's coming up a week from Friday. So with that in mind, first of all, Zach, it's good to see you. Are you as excited as I am about that game? And I'm just curious if you could just let us know everything you're planning to do, so we can be ready to just counteract every possible, that would be great. How are you feeling about it? How are you feeling about tonight?
I'm feeling great. Which players will chat details about that very soon this week. probably the plan is I'll give you details of what we're going to do, and you can go in and make your own character on your own time if you'd like to. I'll also have pre-made ones in case you don't have the time, but we'll figure that out later. It's going to be great. It's also I've DM'd a lot off camera. Obviously, I do it as my job. I'm doing it I did it 2 days ago as my job. The day before that as my job. In 2 days, I go out to another gig. Like it's more than weekly. It's almost daily at this point. But as far as online DMing or DMing that the public could see, this will be my second time. The first time being Critical Role.
Is that true?
Wow.
That's true.
That
I've
can't
never
be
DM'd.
true. Really?
Yeah. No, that's
Wow.
true.
Oh
I've
my
always been a
God.
player.
So
Primarily in your shows, Greg, I've been a player.
That's true.
And then on Unmade Gaming and Pod by Night. But I've never DM'd, and my first time publicly DMing was on Critical Role.
you know,
And then now
listen,
this one.
Listen, Zach.
So-
You know, you had to warm up a little bit by doing.
I had to
Critical
warm
Role,
up
and
a little
now
bit
you're
with Critical Role
going
to get
now
to the
you've
real
come
gig,
to our channel,
which is this.
which is
Yes.
Arvocon. That's.
Um,
Oh man.
Yes. So anyway, no, I'm honestly really excited because this group of people I think will be so great to DM for, and I'll do my best to prepare something special for you guys and also for the audience.
Bro,
But-
you can run Lost Mines of Fendelver and I will be happy.
Yeah.
the most basic first adventure.
Keep on the Borderlands, Fisher Price, my
Maybe.
first DM. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I have. But for tonight, I'm very excited for Citizen Sleeper 2. We were talking in the green room a bit before that I think Citizen Sleeper was sort of the series that we started with Rem and KP on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was a lot of fun, which actually makes me think now that we established that Indy, that means you never saw
Never did
Citizen,
Citizen
Sleeper.
Sleeper.
Yeah, so
Oh,
this
nice.
is it's a real pleasure, honestly,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And
KP and I joined late, and so like I don't know about you, KP, but my major investment from joining so late was just to make sure that Greg fed the cat every day.
Yeah.
So-
Which led to nothing, incidentally. Absolutely freaking
Yes,
yes,
nothing.
and as you can see, there is a cat floating in the Citizen Sleeper.
Yeah,
There is a cat. It sure is.
Listen, Greg, life isn't about always getting a reward, a tangible reward. Sometimes it's just the little joys of doing an act. That's all you need.
They literally, KP, was a moment where I was chatting with, and Rem was like, "You don't have to get medicine. You can feed the cat." And I'm like, "God damn it! God damn
Real
it!"
life.
Yeah, so needless to say, I'm very excited. And speaking of feeding the cat, I fed my dog, but I'm gonna go make sure he's secure. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
But that's me. I'm here, and I'll return shortly.
Zach is here. And while Zach goes to feed his dog, we can go to the aforementioned feed the cat, Rem Alternus, who is responsible for this baller graphic that we talked about earlier on. Thank you again for that, Rem. And so Citizen Sleeper 2, do you have any like expectations for where will the story take you? Like, I know you're excited about the cat, but is there anything else you're excited for in this game you're thinking about as we're about to start?
I mean, cyberpunk is kind of my thing. As I wear my Shadowrun First Edition shirt, like it's kind of my whole identity at this point. So I'm excited to start this game from the beginning and hopefully fall in love with it to the point where I go back and play the first one, like I did during Banner Saga.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this is my new fixation. So I love that, by the way, Citizen Sleeper 2's graphic has the cat falling. So get ready.
Yep.
Floating.
Oh, yeah.
Floating, falling.
No, it's totally, they're just drifting comfortably. I noticed that it seems rested as it's doing that, which is what
Yeah.
cats
not
all
concerned.
freaking do. A quick side note. So we have a mama fox and her 4 kits living under our shed outside.
Wow.
And animal control is just basically like they'll be there for a month or two and then they will go off on their own. They're solitary. They also help cut down on, any rodent population or whatever. And they're very sweet, right? But if you have ever heard a fox cry, it's like, I can't even describe it. It's like someone is being murdered in your backyard. So that's happening last night at like 1:30 in the morning. And one of the cats is up here and Ganesh and he's like stare like into the darkness. He's just like, where this cannot stand. I was like, wow. So they were just like, and they're pretty decent sized cats. So they're a little smaller than the fox, but not by much. Like they're pretty, but they're indoor cats. They would not go outside anyway. But it was very much like, why is someone murdering them, and why don't you let me outside so I can see it? Anyway, that's what happened with the cats. It was very much that way. But anyway, it is a great pleasure to have Rem with us. And you should go check out everything that Rem does at Catalyst and elsewhere. If you have a Kickstarter you want to run that's going to make millions, you should have Rem run it and all that kind of good stuff. So,
no promises.
No, I mean like something you don't have to do any extra work. Like, like someone finds like Abraham Lincoln's first diary or something, and they're like, it's gold plated. Do you want to buy it? We're going to kickstart to get it published. I don't know. Something you're just like, hi, it's Abe Lincoln's diary. And everyone's like, here, take my money. That kind of thing.
Yeah, follow me on socials because I'm doing a lot of cool stuff right now, and I'm getting better about posting what I'm doing. I even have a Patreon level right now that you can join a once a month Sunday morning Sunday afternoon Shadowrun game.
Sunday Shadowrun, yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that. I've got 3 players so far. I'm gonna cap it at 6. But I'm excited, and I've been doing industry interviews on my Patreon and industry spotlight posts and stuff like that. So lots of industry news.
Yeah, make sure to link that Patreon in there. I think we I don't know if we have it added to your command with your name on it yet, Rem, but maybe just throw it out there. And but it's good to have Rem with us, and it's also good to have the man with the baller lighting set up. Like I fully expect at some point we're gonna cut over and there's just gonna be some like awesome like swirling light thing behind Indy is how it's gonna work. It's gonna be like, yes, I am getting onto the ship occupied by Andor. Why haven't you asked? But of course it's the amazing and awesome Indy. Indy, how you doing, man? How's life in the universe with you and all that kind of good stuff? I think it can officially be announced, by the way, that Indy is going to be headlining our concert at ArvCon again. I know it's, sometimes I've been lucky enough to be able to get someone, and this is a musician living, near Nashville. Okay. Like this is a guy this is a pro. So like the fact that we have him to do voice acting and music is just, unprecedented.
He's talking me up.
That's my goal, man. No, how are you doing? How's life in the universe, Indy? How are you feeling about today? Any feelings from you about playing this game you haven't played before?
Things are good. I'm living life. Life is good. I have no idea what to expect for this game. I literally don't know anything about it, and just judging from the picture, I feel like we're in a good time. So
it's gonna be good stuff. I'm excited for it, and always a pleasure to have Indy with us, and also pleasure to have KP back with us. KP, a busiest man in showbiz, but KP is back with us now. We are excited to have him back. And yeah, KP, like we said, you and Rem got started on this, doing this before. So like, how are you feeling about that? And how are you doing otherwise? How's Tricks?
Yeah, I mean, more so because of just having a 2-year-old daughter, almost a 2-year-old daughter at this point.
Jesus, is she almost 2? Is that true?
She'll be 2 this August.
Oh my God.
She's talking now. She's able to string together like 4 or 5 word sentences, and it's wild.
Yep.
Just every day, like I just sort of sit going, where did you learn that?
Yep.
Like, where did that? I don't remember saying this. Like, where did this come from? Half of it I will attribute to any other parent that knows about this, to Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel has been her guru, her teacher, her mentor, all of her things. But it's the cutest thing, and you just see them growing up, and you're just like, this is all worth it. Like all the effort, everything, just seeing them grow up, be happy. I think that's all I want in life.
Yep.
And everything I'm doing around elsewhere is just me trying to facilitate and continue to facilitate that. In terms of the game itself, I love this game. The first one was just so atmospheric. What I loved about it is that I think, if I remember correctly, it had a really nice balance between gameplay moments that were really cool, where all of us had an opportunity to help really direct the story in directions we wanted to. And on top of that, and some of them were really like morally,
hardcore
type of decisions. So it really kind of drew you in. And then also there's a lot of really cool characters, so we had a lot of great opportunity as VOs to voice over and try out different voices. So I think that was super cool of it. I don't think maybe Banner Saga could come close, but I felt like more than Banner Saga, This one had more VO opportunities. I could be wrong. It was like both up there together. I felt like in terms of that work. So that was always super fun. In terms of doing things, so this is something I didn't get a chance to announce in the green room, and nothing's been signed paperwork wise, but it's pretty much this week is going to happen. I am very excited as a photographer to be doing 2 new types of ventures or business models. I will be one of these staff photographers, similar to what I did last year for a LARP called Drakenfest. It's a medieval style fairy-based LARP. It originated in Germany, I think. But they will be back again this year. This will be their 4th year.
You've been posting pics on that, right? Like on your social media, a lot of them from last year's. Yeah, those are awesome. That
was my photos from last year's. Yeah. And then this year I'll be doing that. But on top of that, what's going to be great is on top of covering the event and doing event photography, they're providing me with my own booth, like a 10 by 10 tent, where I can do a permanent studio style setup that people can come in and take private photos with me instead of me having to run around to do photos for people. It'll be in one location. People can just pop in, get that done, which I'm very excited about. And then on top of that, because of the success of what I did last year, there is a brand new LARP that will be starting later this year called Fairy LARP. And I think it's in that Labor Day weekend. Labor Day is the September, like the 3-day September week, like August-September weekend, right?
That's right. Yeah, late August, early September. Yeah.
Yeah, late August. And I will be the.
You mean my birthday?
Yeah.
Oh,
5 days
that's
before
right.
mine.
That's right, actually. Yeah.
I will be the lead director of marketing for that. Not marketing, media. So specifically, I'll be in charge of the coverage of the event. I will have a photographer and a videographer underneath me. So
I'll check you out.
In charge of putting the shot lists together, making sure we cover it properly. And I will also, once again, be offering private photo shoots and having a space to do that too. So hoping that these will be successful, that I'll get to do more of this type of stuff later in the future. But if any of you are going or who are LARPers, highly recommend Drakenfest. It's really a fun time. Whether or not you want to, because of me, just go and have fun doing it. And then I'm sure the other LARP is going to be fun. I'm just excited to be a part of it, starting like day 1, I guess, essentially. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Congratulations, man. That's great. That is good stuff. That is good stuff. All right. Well, this crew, the most talented voice crew on Twitch, is about to show you why. So let's kick it all the way live, chat. Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector. Thank you, by the way. Shout out to GOG for giving me this game. I appreciate it. My sister channel has given me a code. So this is the GOG version, Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector. It is installed and we are firing up for the first time. Volume will probably be a little loud. I will pull it down as soon as we know how loud it actually is.
Star Wars Vector.
Star Wars Vector. Jump over the edge. Fellow traveler. Made with Unity. Click to start. Okay. I will do that.
I'm curious if this is going to be a continuation of the same character we were originally playing.
I don't know. All right. Main new game. Empty. All right. Let's see. Tutorials on. Yes. Recommended. Safe. Focused on the story. Intended difficulty for those happy to be challenged. For experienced players, no. I don't want to be elite gamer, and also I don't need Fisher Price my first game. So risky is the one I usually do. That's way too loud, I'm aware. I will address that as soon as I can. Okay, actually, can I? I can't do it yet. So just gonna have to hang in there, chat. I know it's loud. Okay, so let's see. This is what we've got. We have class choices first. So to just sort of give you a basic idea, by the way, Indy, so the premise of this is that in the future, people have gotten these, basically have these clones created of them that they can transfer their consciousness into when their bodies break down. But they can also copy their consciousness over. And occasionally, I'm sure you'll be shocked to hear, the intelligences, the sort of creatures they create by doing this don't feel like breaking down and being used for someone else, and so they escape.
What?
I know, you wouldn't think so. If anyone's ever read, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep and all that. Anyway, so when you leave, you're considered basically a sleeper. And they send bounty hunters after you and the whole bit. So in the first game, we play a sleeper who basically escapes to this base where there's kind of a community that's built up around this space base, and over the course of time, we're eventually able to sort of carve out our own way through a variety of things. So the game is basically run by developing certain skills. It's very heavily influenced by the role-playing game Blades in the Dark by John Harper, and so it uses dice to pick certain skills. So the classes that we have are like this. First one is operator sleepers can work with drones and remote machines over local networks to perform corporate resource extraction from a distance. Operators have expertise in working with interfaces and computer systems, but are more physically fragile than other sleepers. Their reboot skill allows them to hack their own systems to re-roll dice, which is a risky but potentially powerful move. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. So that's one choice. If you roll your dice and your dice fail, you can take sometimes stress to re-roll those dice, and stress, when you get up to a certain level, has impacts on your ability to roll dice in the future, on your ability to all that kind of stuff. So it's a resource you can't just use like at whim. You have to sort of think about balancing it. So one of them is an operator. That's one class. Second class.
Did we play operator last time? I think.
I think we did. The second out of three classes is a machinist, built to repair and modify automated systems used in corporate resource extraction. Machinists are very skilled engineers, but their isolated work means they often struggle with tasks requiring a direct approach or social engagement. Focus skill allows them to focus on a single task and boost their dice to excel in it. Sleepers assigned to machinist are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. And the idea here is you can accrue stress to focus an action die, and when you focus an action die, you basically add points to it. Successes, I believe, happen, depends on the task, but usually a 5 or a 6 on a 6-sided die. So if you can boost the die to get it higher towards the 6, more likely you'll get a success. So that's the machinist. We have the operator, and then the last class is an extractor. Built to work at the coalface of corporate resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Extractors have a high level of physical endurance, but their confidence means they struggle with tasks requiring intuition. Their rally skill allows them to motivate those in their team, boosting their crew dice. Not actually sure what crew dice are. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. So basically, this is a more physical class. This is a more sort of intelligence-based drone and robot and things like that class, and this is more like hacking into ships, computer systems, rebuilding like jump drives and things like that in ships. That's basically what you have. So what is everyone's pleasure? I think you're right. We did do operator last time. We had fun with that. I'm happy to do that or do another class. So
all of them sound pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think machinist or the physical one. I already forgot what it was called.
Machinist or extractor?
Or extractor, yeah.
Okay.
Any one of those two.
Yeah, my vote is for extractor. The machinist looks cool, but it says it's the only one that has a part of its description that says that they struggle with social engagement, which is like half the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
And the reason we're all here.
And the reason we're all here.
All right, so we're going to be strong person.
That's my vote, but
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
The operator seems cool too. So this one accrues stress to crew dice, accrues stress to reroll. Okay.
And this one accrues stress to boost your crew dice, which I assume, I guess that's a new mechanic, I think, because I don't think we had crew dice in the first one. That means you have like companions, NPCs or whatever that you can boost. I'm guessing is what that is.
Or maybe it was, because I'm wondering what the extractor ability was in the last game. Maybe
they changed it.
Or maybe it's already in the game in the last game, and we just never saw it because it's an extractor specific. But
that's true.
Anyway,
I'm happy with either one of these. It sounds like we're at like KP. You have a preference, or you don't care?
No. I that works too.
Yeah, let's run extractor then.
Ram, what about you?
Okay.
Mine was operator, but I'm happy to be outvoted.
Okay, so we have one vote for operator, one vote extractor, and then a couple of people that don't care.
Yeah, operator is cool too, especially because you can re-roll. But
I
wouldn't
think
mind.
that my
Ultimately-
vote is actually extractor.
Okay.
Indy feels stronger about it than I do, so let's go
All
with
right.
extract.
Let's do it.
Extract.
It's because Indy
do
like secretly aspires to this. Like
I didn't
this
know. I
is
just
like-
I see the big ass gun, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's run that. Let's
Yeah.
run that one.
I see the red line through into it, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh,
That's true. The operator
Well, the other
has
one
a
has
red
it
line
through
through
endure.
endure. Yeah, that's right.
That's a
Well,
good point.
I play mages. I'm always squishy. I'm not afraid of not having endurance. I'm afraid of being
And then
not having intuition.
Greg, go back to the first one.
First one is
Engaged,
machinist.
I guess. Yeah.
I
Engage.
see. That
Yeah,
is
they
a
all
very
have
good
one.
point.
Yeah, they all have one that's.
Yeah, I
Got
didn't
a full
notice
thing
that
through
until
it.
Rem pointed it out. Now I'm torn. Because Intuit, as Rem has already put together, Intuit's a very useful skill for social situations, and in fact, probably the only skill that is non-social is endure, but it also means we would die more easily.
You can't socially engage if you're dead, I guess is the
Yeah.
Intuit, but having engage but no Intuit makes me feel like when people talk tech and I go, I'm pretty.
Yeah. Well,
I really have I can see
I-
all these arguments. I'm good with
Yeah.
whatever. I'm going to be of no help here because I like all of them.
okay. Well, my vote's actually for operator now. I'm with Rem.
Okay, operator.
I'm sorry, Andy.
I don't even know what this game is, so like.
What do you say, KP? Are you good with operator? Are we?
I'm torn because the fact that we did play operator last time. I think
Yeah.
a cool route. We know that route. I think this is going to offer us a gameplay experience that we're familiar with, so we can focus more on the VO side of things.
Mm.
Whereas the other one, the extractor, would give us a new gameplay style to try out. Honestly, I feel like I feel that regardless of which one we take, we're still gonna get a lot of like interactive opportunities.
Yeah, probably.
How
Yeah.
do those interactive opportunities go? Whereas I feel like extractor, we might be going on a more aggressive route, maybe something a bit more like military.
Kick in the door.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Style of a more combative style of conversations with people, more aggressive conversations, which if that's a VO style we want to approach and try out to see how that would go, I feel that would be a cool one. Operator would be much more like of the bartering and the trying to wig, like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep,
It would be
yep.
Negotiate.
It's really all it is. So I think it's just a matter of like
I'll-
pick one and then
I'll pretend I'm more opinionated than I am for a minute. Indy, you got to build Rick.
I don't even remember. Like I said, like I don't know anything about the game. So if you guys have the understanding of all that kind of stuff, if I was choosing a character, I would choose extractor. But like we're gonna be able to blow through this regardless, so it
How about
doesn't matter.
I'm going to be the devil's advocate here in that I'll say let's do extractor because 2 points. One, it'll be a different experience compared to last time. Two, pushing us all in a more out of the box situation. I feel like we're all comparatively not the type to do not that normally. So I think it'll be an interest, especially because I don't have to play it. Greg's the one that's playing it.
Great.
I'm just voicing stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'll also say that motivating the crew is interesting because you have a
Yeah.
chance to actually like sort of lead from the front, I guess, in this case. As Stalio points out, John Rambo had no intuition and he did okay. All right, I would
Greg,
say
does it,
yeah.
I'll say this: just whatever gets us playing the game quicker is my actual vote.
let's do
Yeah,
extractor.
this is true. This is good. But
I say extractor.
Greg, if you hover over the skills, does it actually give you a tooltip or no? Nothing.
It
Okay.
does not, at least not yet.
Yep. All right. Well, Rem, I see you. I'm with you. But let's do extractor too. I'm down with it.
Confirm class.
But look, every time we fail based on intuition,
I'm
you
gonna
reserve
bring it
the
up.
right
you just
to-
time in, do your own thing.
I'll be your idol.
You guys can play the aggressive. I'll play the passive aggressive.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so I don't remember if when we did this the last time,
I do. So we would rotate narrators.
Narrators,
I think,
okay.
Every
session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
So who wants narrator
we never
this
really.
time?
I don't think our character ever really had a voice.
Oh,
I think that's right.
Yeah.
we had a narrative voice. How about since Indy never got a chance to play this game last time?
Yeah, I think Indy should.
I'll rock narrator. That's cool.
All right, let's do it.
So is that what this is right here? Is
That's
the
right.
narrator?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
correct.
right.
Yep.
All right. In the moment before waking, the dark space before conscious thought, you struggle to find the pieces of yourself. Usually these pieces come with a particular cadence, each appearing sequentially, like the boot process of an old terminal. First, your body, artificial, compromised, but relaying sense data all the same. Then it's context, the breeze of air filtration, the soft contact of your birth in zero-G. Then emotion, coming into focus, coming into your body, bringing with it that first instinct, the one that has framed your past 100 cycles, fear. But that familiar sequence does not arrive. Instead, you're unmoored in space, your body distant, your context silent, even your emotions somehow obscured and scattered. Among all that disarray, only one familiar thing arrives, the fear. It is a scrambled, panicked fear. The drowning fear, the falling fear, the fear that makes you reach desperately for any stable point. It is the fear that tells you something is wrong. Something is very wrong with you.
So I don't know who this is yet. So somebody just want to take this voice.
Wake up, sleeper!
Wake up, sleeper!
Just kidding.
I hope that's right.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Wake up, sleeper! The voice whispered in your ear. An act that makes you suddenly aware of your head, pulsing in pain, your body rigid with tension. Sleeper. Familiar name. Mind copied, emulated. A body built, implanted. One person, sleeping until their debt is worked away. A double being made to work, to be consumed, and eventually to be destroyed. A proxy, an emulation. A sleeper. That is what you are. But you escaped. You remember that now. Broke free of your corporate creators. Essenarp?
SNARP.
Essenarp.
Yeah.
In search of a future. You cannot remember the details of your escape, but you know the fear has been with you ever since. All of a sudden, you remember you have eyes. And your eyes flicker open.
Eyes. Whoa.
Oh, I forgot I had eyes. Pale eyes and a pale face. Lane. The name comes to you with its own specific sensation of fear, one you recoil from instinctively.
I'm going to say, Rem, I'm going to give this to you, and I would say this strikes me as kind of like the smug character from Persona games, who's kind of like, the way I would describe it is like the corporate exec who always knows more than they're saying, and they're kind of
Mr.
really...
Johnson.
Yeah. I can't actually, I don't even know whether this is genderless, female, male. I'm not sure yet on this.
Sorry to interrupt,
A sharp smirk.
but this ends here.
You search your mind for more than a name.
Is this how you reward me for my generosity?
Lane is leaning over your horizontal, floating body, looking down into your eyes.
I took you in, protected you, gave you a purpose.
You try to look away, to the corners of your vision, to find something you understand. Your body does not respond.
But I suppose that wasn't enough?
He reaches into the pocket of his jacket and retrieves a small vial.
This wasn't enough?
The vial glitters. This object you know, and have known for a long time. Stabilizer. The drug that keeps your artificial body, your emulated mind, from inevitable decay. The only balm of your planned obsolescence. The liquid rolling in the vial fills you with disgust. Lane pockets the vial.
But it would be wasted on you now. After what you have done to this body of yours.
He looks at you with palpable disgust. Lane's eyes scan your body, and as they do, you become aware of the wires and tubes attached to you. Those that were meant to free you from your dependence, from the stabilizer, and the control it grants Lane.
Don't know who this voice is, so KP, I guess. I don't know who this is yet.
You're free, you piece of shit. They don't need you anymore.
The voice comes from somewhere behind Lane's head. It is a voice you know. When you search your mind to try to understand why, you only find dizzying darkness.
Shut him up.
Lane barks the command, and you hear the sounds of impact, of pain, from elsewhere in the room. You try to move your limbs again, and this time you feel a flicker, the twitch of a finger. You feel the extension and compression of synthetic muscle.
Free, are you?
Lane smirks.
You were free when I disabled your tracker, when I gave you the stabilizer you needed.
He scans your body with angry eyes.
Now, you aren't free. You are just broken. I had such big plans for you, Sleeper. I invested in you.
Lane grips your arm hard, and you feel a jolt of reaction. You will the arm to move.
But you have ruined all that.
Lane speaks louder, over the sound of the struggle behind him.
I will try to preserve your body, of course. I have my own uses for it. But your emulation?
You feel one of his hands searching behind your head. He finds and grips the thick cable running to the port at the base of your skull.
I will burn that out.
Lane jerks forward, slamming across your body and spinning away out of sight. You feel yourself rolling. The cables plugged you in loop. Cables plugged into you, looping and wrapped around your limbs. Then you feel hands steadying you, pulling cables. You glance around wildly and see someone diligently unplugging you. You meet his eyes.
I guess this is you, KP. I don't know who this is yet. But it's the same voice, I think.
Hey,
He waves a hand in your dazed face.
I need to move. Lane won't be out long.
He unloops a cable from around your wrist.
Sleeper, help me out here.
You blink, slowly. Do you know this person? He leans over you and you feel his hands on the connector, flicking switches, releasing locks.
Come on, come on.
He tugs the connector clear and pulls you up. You see the room you are in for the first time, filled with tech and terminals, wires waving everywhere, all lit by big windows locking out an impossibly bright, screen-filled street beyond. In the corner, you see a dark shape of floating bodies surrounded by a glittering constellation of crimson baubles. Is that blood?
Ooh.
You are wrestled and shoved towards the door, which slides open in front of you. And then you are out in all that brightness, all that movement, gliding hard towards some unknown destination.
Okay.
You come to a stop in a dark alley.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, what a departure from Rick.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're not specifically Rick, but the dialogue of that game versus.
Yeah, just
man.
a little bit.
I feel like I'm watching a movie.
You come to a stop in a dark alley.
There you go.
The one who guided you here, pausing to catch his breath. He doubles over beside a massive support unit and sends a lukewarm breeze across your skin.
What's up, very far?
You stare at him, trying to recall anything about him. You notice his tattered jacket, his lightweight clothes. You remember this station runs hot. Something about the power that flows through the place. He looks up and meets your eye.
What's going on, Sleeper?
He wipes sweat from his forehead and it floats away in a swarm of spheres.
Talk to me.
Who are you?
Yeah, Victoria. You see a concerned frown across his face.
Don't mess with me, Sleeper. That's not funny.
He comes closer, eyeing you carefully.
What station are we on?
He narrows his eyes, waits for the answer. You close your eyes, trying to recall. You force your way through the dark to the image of a station. No, a city, growing on the back of a vast set of hexagonal solar cells, shadowed by them. You open your eyes. Dark side. The word leaves your mouth like an exhale, an instinct. Before you heard yourself sound it out, you didn't know it was there. He sighs.
Well,
You see something like fear in his eyes. Panic, perhaps. Oops, sorry, I just lost it. There we go. You stare hard at his face, the slight upturn of his mouth, the intensity of his stare. Nothing comes. He closes his eyes and drops his head, putting a hand to his temple.
Okay,
You say it.
sorry.
Yeah, KP, you sound really quiet.
You sound quiet. I think it's like picking up where it's just like
let me see if I can-
it's leveling you, I think. So you come in, it's like
oh, okay. Let me see if I can connect headphones.
Yeah, I
I
feel
mean,
like I hear
for-
the spaceship sounds coming through.
Right, Greg.
And
Are you able to press escape
I
and
can't.
enter a menu? At
I
all?
can't. I
No?
tried. I
Okay.
have to wait until we get out of this thing, and then I'll cut down on the sound.
Let me see if I can connect the headphones.
Personal pet peeve to all developers and designers: please give
Yeah.
us options up front. Like, I cannot tell you how much it drives streamers nuts when we can't do it for like 15 minutes of an unskippable scene. Like,
Mhm.
just give us the option and then do new game, and you can go whatever we want. But
Yep.
not
A lot of
having
devs have
access to
gotten-
later is frustrating.
They've gotten better about it over the years. But
They have, yeah, but not good enough. No, okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
How about this? I will say it louder for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this level good enough for me?
If
Yeah.
it stays like that, yeah. It was kind of being like reboot, like it would
Stage
get louder.
whisper.
I think what I was doing is I was trying to be very like in the character moment. And
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah,
you to
yeah.
scream. I know. Yeah.
I don't have a external. Unfortunately, I'm traveling right now, so I don't have my external mic or something. Okay. Reboot.
He is speaking quietly to himself.
Lane interrupted the process, and
He lifts his head and stares at you.
you need to keep going. We need to leave.
He turns and kicks off down the alley.
Come on, the rig can't be far.
So this got to be 0G, I assume.
As you are led through the passages and serviceways of the station, you try to recall your life here. Dark side.
Dark side.
The texture, the temperature of dark side feels familiar, but you struggle to pin specific memories to it. Focusing hard, you recall waking up in these passages, cycle after cycle, the rhythms of the station flowing over you along the crowds. You recall desperation, the slow decay of your body that caused it. Then Lane, those pale eyes, offering you glittering vial, stabilizer, promise of supplying more for your word, a deal he locked you into like a cage. There your memory fails you, but in the dark beyond that moment, the residue of panic, of fear, remains. You were Lane's prisoner, Lane's plaything. You shudder in the cold passage.
You're muted, I think, KP.
Wait.
Your guide holds up a hand, and you stop your guide using the wall. Ahead you see the tunnel opens up into a wide open bay, with a few doors leading to cylindrical tunnels, the docks.
Watching the rig.
He nods towards the docks, and you see one of the doors has a couple of figures flanking him, one covered in ornate tattoos, the other with bright silver implants along their cheekbones.
Kubo, Lane's guys.
He looks at you and shakes his head in frustration.
It's not coming back to you, is it?
Something catches your eye, and you see he is playing with a coin, nervously turning it over and over in his fingers. He sees you looking at him and slips it away. He places a hand on his chest.
I'm Seraphim, all right?
He looks pained when he speaks.
Lane, he was our captor. Both of us. We did this so we could escape.
I like that it's got a little bit of just a very brief personality line down there: troubled, stubborn, and on the run. So you get like a little bit of a
Yeah, it's like the ones
Yeah.
you give to us.
yeah.
We needed to reboot you. Break your dependence on stabilizer.
He pauses.
You know what that is, right?
You nod meekly.
Lane interrupted me back there. Reboot didn't complete, and
He sighs and shakes his head.
we can still make this work.
He looks back at the docks.
I'll lead them away. You get the docking bridge open. If we make it to the rig, I know how to get us in. Got that?
He searches your face for a sign of recognition.
What's the rig?
Yep. Seraphin looks annoyed.
A ship. Our ship. At least it soon will be. Lane assigned it to us when we were on jobs for him. Get that door open.
He pats you on the shoulder.
I know you can do this.
Seraphin kicks off hard and glides into the docks.
Over here, shitheads!
He bellows to the guards as he barrels through. They immediately push off from the wall, giving chase.
Oh, okay. So during scenes, you may encounter skill checks where you can perform certain actions using your skills. Like the dice actions you'll encounter later, skill checks can have a positive, neutral, or negative outcome. The better the rating of your skill, the more likely you will succeed in a check. The odds of success are displayed when you select the check. You can see more info in the guides section of the pause menu. Funny you should... Ah ha ha! Let's go! Finally, I can do something. All right, so we're going to drop the music. That's better, right?
Yeah.
So music level and ambient SFX are down that way. Also, I'm going to put scene text up to large to help our amazing crew. Hey, okay, that's better. All right, so basically what this says is if we're going to do this hack the door, 50% chance we're going to get a neutral effect, which probably means it'll open, but that's it. 50% negative, which means it might not open or something bad will happen. Break the seal, engineer, 25% positive, which means it'll get open and something else good will happen. 50% neutral, it'll just open, and then 25% negative, something bad happens. So I think because of the nature of who we are as an operator, the engineer probably is the best way to go, is what I would say.
Did we choose operator or extractor?
Extractor, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yep.
But still, like, if we were an operator or a machinist, probably this would be better. But because we're this, it's like, because as Indy said, you have to kick ass.
Do you have to
names.
choose one of these? Like,
yes.
Is that a required thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
In these kind of scenes.
It's a no-brainer. We go for that.
Okay, neutral outcome.
Right.
So
cool. You shift to the central access panel and wrench it open. You stand over the mechanism, looking for a weakness. Somewhere nearby, you hear more shouting. You reach in and grab the main latch, straining as you bend it outward. The seal releases, and you drag the door halfway open. It screeches in its metal frame as you pull.
Oh!
I was waiting for
Go, go!
Seraphin flies past you, through the doorway into the docking tunnel. You turn to see two guards approaching fast across the docks, and quickly glide after Seraphin. Seraphin's already at the rig door, inputting an entry code. The rig's door scissors open, and you both rush inside.
Quickly!
Seraphin grabs you by the arm and drags you up to the cockpit, the ship's layout hazy in your mind. He dumps you into a flight seat and straps himself into his own. You see him tap a series of buttons as he does, talking to himself.
Come on!
The rig's drive rumbles into life, and Seraphin slams a button on the console. You feel the force of the ship's acceleration as it pulls away.
And then suddenly, they told me they fixed it. Oh, nice. That's our ship? Let's go.
Yeah.
See ya!
We have abandoned the dark side.
We win. Okay, so
Back
just
to rig.
just a quick note. So, Indy, if you look at the top here, so these are the dice that we have.
Okay.
And at the beginning of the game, as your energy levels go up, you get a certain number of dice. As this energy drops, you get fewer dice to roll. So at the beginning, we have this 5 dice, which I think is just our starting position. Later on, we're going to want our energy to be as high as possible because that's what gives us more dice. The fewer dice you have, the fewer chances we have to get successes, and also the fewer things you can do in a turn, before you have to go back basically and restore or rest or do whatever's necessary. And when you roll randomly, you have some of these which you can basically slot in. So 5s are going to be successes in most places. 3s usually are they might be successes, they might not. And then 1s and 2s are usually not going to be successes, although there are certain cases where you're supposed to get a certain number. So sometimes they're looking for a 1 or a 2. So
Got it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. As the ship
I'm
glides
sorry.
into
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Anki Dust tells me I'm wrong. In Citizen Sleeper 2, you always start with 5? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. All right, so that's different. Sorry. Go on.
There you go. As the ship glides into place on the connecting bridge, its automatic systems nudged there by the port's docking protocols, you feel a sense of relief. Seraphim burned hard out of Darkside, and you dropped in and out of consciousness in your seat as the rig made its way across the belt. But now, with open space between you and Lane, you feel fresher, more awake. Seraphim breaks the silence.
We're good, sleeper.
His eyes don't leave the monitor, and you realize this part of your escape is routine for him. You and he must have docked the ship countless times in your ward for Lane. Problem is, you don't remember any of them.
We made it.
He whispers, closing his eyes and letting out a sigh.
I feel that's one of those, like, you know, what are we supposed to say? Like,
I feel like we certainly did.
to try to get some
Yeah.
more discussion out of the guy. All right. We certainly did.
He turns, and you see a pained look on his face, as if remembering something difficult. Have you said this exact thing to him before, in the same situation?
All right, might as well keep going then. Seraphim, are you okay? Seraphim, are you okay? Are you okay, Seraphim? Seraphim.
He looks at you, chewing one side of his lip, searching your face.
Really?
He puffs. Seraphim reaches up, flickering through a set of switches in a practiced fashion, completing the shutdown. You watch, a little frustrated with your own uselessness. Running the rig, you realize, is just another thing you've forgotten. A clunk that runs through the walls of the ship is followed by a short percussive alarm tone from the pilot's console. Docking complete. Seraphim gets off from his seat, twisting as he glides past you towards the back of the cockpit. His hands find the rails on either side of the door and he pauses, facing into the corridor beyond.
I swear I thought he got shot or something.
He turns back to
made it
you.
out see.
He turns back to you, backlit in cold cyan. Good color.
We need a plan.
He glances around.
Lane's not going to let us. Lane's not going to let us slip away quietly.
He sighs.
We need to talk. We're a group of voice actors.
Sure, I'm good with that. Seraphim burrows his brow.
Not now, sleeper. We need to forget.
He flinches, the words coming out wrong.
We need to focus on something other than
He pauses again, unsure.
us.
He sighs.
We need to survive this thing first. Then maybe we can talk. I feel like that isn't fair.
Yeah, I don't, because it's that thing where it's like, okay, I'll just randomly, like the classic in the game, I'll trust you for the first half hour, even though I don't know who you know.
Yeah.
That isn't
It's up to
fair.
you guys. Whatever feels natural. Oh,
Seraphim's eyes flash.
what isn't fair, sleeper, is that I just gave up everything for someone who can barely remember my name.
He tenses at his own unexpected anger.
We are not doing this.
He slams the metal of the cockpit wall.
Not now.
Fair enough.
He closes his eyes and looks down.
Just let me think.
He fixes you with a stare.
I need to think.
Old habits die hard, huh, Andy? I saw that Ace Attorney wall slam.
I was like, it's the perfect moment. Here we go.
Oh, man.
I got stuck on he closes his eyes and looks down.
Yeah, I can,
Yeah, that's
not quite right. Yeah,
What, drops his head? Is that what that's supposed to
yeah,
say?
yeah. He
That's
closes
supposed-
his eyes and just drops his head, is what it should
Well,
say.
yeah,
but-
or
I just
more so
imagine
that
the eyeball
you can't,
movement.
or yeah, you can't look while you are closing your eyes. But
yeah.
anyway,
We have bought ourselves some time.
He glances through the cockpit window at the blinking lights of the station.
You may not remember Hexport, but I do. There are plenty of opportunities here for us, if we can keep our heads down.
He turned back to the corridor.
That's what we'll do.
Hexport, huh?
Just vibing to this.
Yeah, the music is. I'm digging the music. Yeah.
He pushes off and glides towards the main lock, and you follow, pulling yourself along hand over hand in 0G.
We already emptied the tank on this thing.
He slaps a hand against the ship's inside. Nice, JP.
So, yeah, that's following your lead, bud. So, we need to refuel, and that won't be cheap. But if you and I know one thing, Sleeper, it's how to work. I'm gonna get myself reacquainted. See if I can turn up any old connections. People that might throw us an easy contract. You
glances back over his shoulder.
you keep out of trouble.
So assuming we don't want to be like, shut up, I can do it. Do you go with your I'm going to or low profile?
I feel I'm going to. Like, at least me in that situation, I'd be like, I've just woken up with no memory.
Yeah.
Guy, and you're the only person I know. I'm following you, okay?
Yeah.
People
I
do
get
that. I'm going to. Keep waiting for the drop.
Seraphin stops at the airlock.
Not with me, you're not.
Damn.
His eyes.
You bring a lot of attention to us, Sleeper. People don't forget your face.
I'm still losing some of.
I'm still losing
I'm
a bit
still
of
losing
KP, yeah.
KP under this music, so.
Yeah.
Ah,
I was gonna
I-
suggest turning the music down a little bit anyway.
Maybe how about this? Let me try the microphone on the headphone.
Okay.
How is this sounding?
If
Oh,
can you
good.
do that? Can you talk some more?
Yes, I can talk. Let me go back to the top, the one with the earlier, and let me see
Yeah.
if that sounds better again.
It's louder.
It's definitely louder.
It has-
Quality's
it has
worse,
a-
but it's louder.
Yeah, the quality's worse, but more so that it almost has like a filter on it that makes
Yeah.
it seem like you're talking through
You are
a
Seraphim.
speaker,
Yeah.
which it works.
It works
So
for this. Then.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
yeah,
I keep it's coming through the headphones, so sorry. But
Okay.
it's okay.
no, it's good.
Bring a lot of attention to us, Sleeper. People don't forget your face. Stopping the reboot halfway through,
Where on?
and the next one. No, I went back and
He went
did
back
the
two
earlier-
sentences. just do the thing.
okay. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, sorry. He pulls a worn crew jacket from a locker and starts pulling it on.
We don't know what that did to you.
He jams an arm into his sleeve.
I don't want you passing out.
He stops. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Yeah. Don't baby me. So don't baby me is the aggressive one. I'll be fine's like, it's no problem, and I'll take both of us like, we can do it, champ. You know.
Kinda
I feel
it'll
like,
take both of
considering
us.
we went extractor, feels like
The don't baby me.
I feel that matches the.
Either that or it'll take both of
I
us
think
because the
it's just boosting morale and stuff like that.
yeah,
I think
because the
it'll take both of
extractor is
us.
all about the crew, right? So
Okay, fair. Yeah.
it'll take both of us. Aha.
Seraphin sighs.
Hate it when you're right.
Damn
Let's
right.
go. He grabs another crew jacket and thrusts it at you.
Just put the damn hood up, will you? You take
take it.
both.
And slip it on. You take it and slip it
You
on.
take it.
You take it. and
You
slip
take
it
that.
on.
You slip this on.
Take it
Wow.
like a bitch and slip it out.
I wonder. So it seems like we actually unlocked that path, because I wonder if we would actually be out on our own. If not,
It's a good question. Yeah.
don't know.
Do we just like shut up, or do we? No, he's morale, right? So thank you.
Yeah.
hmm
Seraphin nods. He stabs at the button to open the lock. The inner door hisses open. Seraphin glides through.
Wait for a little bit, then leave. Anyone looking for us will be looking for two people traveling together.
He looks at you in your worn crew jacket, limited disguise for what is clearly a sleeper.
This writer really likes to describe people gliding.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've
there's a
noticed.
lot of gliding.
There's a lot of gliding.
I mean, it's 0G.
Zero G.
Oh,
Zero G.
I suppose.
We meet back here later. Any trouble? Same thing. Meet here.
He surveys your disguise again and shakes his head.
This is a shitty idea.
He gives you one last look.
Maybe find yourself something to eat.
Suddenly you recognize Seraphin's instinct to look after you. Flash of a relationship now lost to the reboot.
Hey, Boynton. Sorry.
Hey, yo.
Catch.
Seraphim throws a handful of something towards you. You manage to grab the particles, and when you open your hand,
Projectile.
you see a stack of cryochits.
Cryochits.
Those should get you some food. We'll need some more fuel. We'll need. Those should get you some food. We'll need some more fuel and supplies.
He grimaces.
That means odd jobs on the station for both of us.
I see some cat petting in our future.
Yay!
Seraphim
Yeah.
kicks off and glides down the docking bridge once again.
Mhm.
Don't go too far, all right?
As he shouts as he leaves.
Take it slow.
You kicked the ship into hyperspace. I'm out!
Peace!
And with that, he is gone, leaving the connecting bridge and heading into Hexport's docking concourse. We wait for a moment in silence.
Interesting. So do we think more about Seraphim, Lane, or make a plan? To now, obviously I do want to eventually know more about Seraphim, but me personally, I'd like to know more about Lane or make a plan. So,
Rem, any choice on your end?
Lane.
Go for it.
yeah.
Make a plan.
Run it.
I'll return in a minute.
Okay.
No.
Okay, fine. I'll stay here.
The airlock suddenly seems all too quiet. Lane had a way of lowering the temperature in the room, bringing all the attention you focus on his target of choice. You don't remember thinking of him as a protector, savior, but you know you once did. And all you know him now is a pursuer, a tormentor, a nightmare. You shake the thoughts from your head and pull the jacket tight. Let's see what Headsport has to offer. You kick off and glide into port.
More gliding.
Yeah.
All right.
Take a shot every time glide.
glide,
Oh,
glide.
no.
All right.
No.
So, welcome to
Marty
Citizen
Trump.
Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. The game runs in cycles during which you can perform actions with your dice, use cryo to buy food, fuel, supplies, and items, progress clocks towards new scenes and events. You can review tutorials at any time in the guide section of the pause menu. So, these are supplies. The cryo is basically money here, as you might expect. And so you go around to different places. Right now, we don't have any active drives. Those are basically quests that we have right now. We don't have any of them at the moment. So we've got the rig. This is where we're starting from, and that's our resting place. So we've got Hexport docks, busy way station dock. We've got Hexport exchange, way station goods. I think that's all we have to begin with, unless I'm missing something. But I think so. All right, so docks or exchange? What do you think?
I think docks makes sense, unless we want to get food first, which I believe would probably be at the exchange.
Food might be
Also, just as a pointer, the counter for our resources is cut off at the bottom, so I can't see what the number of resources
Oh,
we have.
yes, I shall address that
Just
problem.
pointing.
Ooh, KP, do you remember one of those icons looked like panties?
Oh, yeah, that's right. What was
I
it
think
called?
those were the mushrooms.
It was
The
mushrooms,
mushrooms.
but the little tiny icon looked like panties.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, we listen. That's a valuable resource in the future. Okay.
I think that should do
Mushrooms
it
or
now.
panties?
Can you see it?
Yes.
Because there's not a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, no,
It's
yeah.
pretty much the
No,
same.
no.
Okay. All right. So what do we say? Docks exchange. What do we say? We said docks, maybe, or we.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like docs would probably get a lot of information.
So let's start there. We're not starving for energy yet. As long as we get
Yeah,
energy
it's
before
the
we head
closest
back.
thing.
Yeah, it also
All
makes
right.
sense that we go through it.
In Citizen Sleeper 2, you perform actions by assigning action dice to them. The higher the dice you assign, the more likely you'll succeed in an action, but your dice will be modified by your skill. Your skill modifier for the action is displayed on the right and will reduce or increase the value of the dice assigned to the action. Like skill checks, dice actions have 3 outcomes, positive, negative, and neutral. Each action is also rated safe, risky, or dangerous based on the outcomes it has. The more dangerous an action is, the more significant both its rewards and consequences are. So we could, let's see, chat to crew. Plenty of crews milling around the docks and moving cargo. They could be a good source of info. It's risky. It's dangerous to explore the docks. Exploring is both thrilling and intimidating. So if we're going to do that, we would want to do something that definitely is like, that definitely has a strong, chance of success. And then the Hexport connections, and this down here is a clock. what you're trying to do is fill this clock, and every time you complete one of these successfully, one of these, or one or two of these sections will fill. You want them to be filled so that the next stage of the story or the item you're going after or whatever is filled. So, you know, if you want to start with something simple, we could go with like chat to crews. And maybe, I don't know if we want to do that with a 5 if we want to guarantee that it's good. But
I feel like story-wise, though, didn't he just say, like, you're going to be super recognizable as a sleeper, so maybe, like, don't let people that could tell Lane as soon as he lands that you're here.
So then that would be explore then.
Or
going elsewhere.
Actually, yeah, we check out what's elsewhere and then make a decision from everything.
Could do that. Sorry.
I used to do that in the last game too.
Oh my god. Okay, so that's the docks, and then we have the exchange, which is trade scrap, all about identifying materials, cleaning up components. Engineer's job more than a trader's. That's dangerous, but uses engineer skill. And then impress the brokers. The data brokers are the heart of the exchange. They show off their knowledge by discussing decryption. Maybe if you can talk the talk. And again, this is only a 4 clock. So the exchange buzzes with the conversation of commerce. This is a place where contracts are found. You just need to look. So this would be if we're trying to get more stuff for money and resources, which we'll definitely need. The other one is more info.
It sounds like we have, like, all of the options are talking to someone except exploring the docks. So, like, we're going to have to talk to people at some point.
Yeah. So given that that's the case, I mean, Extractor's probably more comfortable, like, doing physical stuff than, like, impressing brokers, right? I mean, I don't know, but...
What's our skill in each of these?
That is... Darn it. That's going to happen about 6 million times in the game.
You have to leave first, probably.
I have to leave, I guess, to do that? Yes, okay, so our skill... Oh, okay, sorry. Character screen, upgrade and configure sleeper. On your left, you can upgrade your skills to improve the skill modifier applied to your dice when you undertake an action. To the right, you can upgrade your push, the unique ability of your class. When upgrading your push, only one upgrade at each level can be active at once. You can configure which upgrade is active only while at a hub. It's interesting. We don't have any points available right now, but... So our top one is Endure, right? So we have all the way down here. So we get plus... I guess like +1 die, if I'm reading that correctly. And then Engage and Engineer are both pretty good. That would be the thing that we would want to, if we wanted to upgrade, we would do that to kind of give ourselves an increase. So we have an extra die for Endure. I think we're sort of neutral on Engage, Engineer, and we're neutral on Engage, and we're neutral on... Right, I can't do that. I know that. So we're neutral on Engage and Engineer. We're plus on Endure. We are a little bit underneath on Interface, and we can't do Intuit at all. So that's basically where we're at. So...
Can you go back into that one more time?
Yeah, I'll do that in just a sec. This Engineer and Interface is what's required in this one.
Okay. I'm looking at what's on the right now.
Oh, right. So... Yeah, -1 crew stress unless full, +1 to affected crew dice. So all this stuff is basically boosting our crew. Push effects, both crew dice. That's if you boost, like, over time.
That doesn't make too much sense to me, but okay.
I imagine we'll know more when we figure out more about crew stress.
I hope so. Yeah. Probably. Okay.
Alrighty, so...
Okay.
So we've got that. We've got, again, trade scrap is Engineer, impress the brokers is Interface. And then over on this one, Engage, I think was decent, and then Intuit we can't really do. So it would be chat to the crews here using Engage, or it would be Engineer, or whatever the other one was that I don't remember, the other one.
My only inclination would be maybe doing the other one first because the clock is smaller.
Smaller, yeah. What's up, Rippin? How you doing, man? Okay, so that would be smaller clock. So trade scrap is Engineer, and then Interface, and again, Interface we don't have anything on. Engineer we have something positive. So Engage or Engineer are the two.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So each one of those next steps requires 4 points. Is that what I'm seeing there?
You mean on the character build?
Yeah.
I guess
Like
so.
the number
I think
4
that's
next to
right.
it? Does
I
that
think
just
that's
mean
right. You would need
the
4 points to
in the
upgrade it.
center?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Or these one are each 2 points, like to upgrade these. So yeah. Good to see you, Rippin. Okay, so engineer engage. Endures are best. Engineer engage is decent. Interface is meh, and Intuit no. So we could engage. I mean, like this sounds like we move cargo around. Like that's
Yep.
a thing.
Or were we gonna do the one with the shorter clock?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's right. And if we're gonna do the one with the shorter clock, that would be here, and that would be
We're better at engineer, but it's more dangerous.
right. So we might just want to throw a 5 in there to be sure. Pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Can you try it? What does it say?
50% positive, 50%
so-
neutral.
No
That's
chance
nice.
of.
So we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, run it.
All right.
I like the odds of no bad.
Yes. Oh, and that gave us 2. So we got rules because that was positive outcome. So that's why we got an extra. You just progressed a clock. Clocks track your progress towards both positive and negative events and can be filled by performing something I don't know because it turned off. Okay. So we've already got 2 of them filled. So we could keep going with engineer, except it's dangerous as opposed to risky. If we do this, 25, we have 75% chance of getting it through, but a 25% chance of, yeah. Or we put this over here. That gives us 50 neutral, 50 negative. So honestly, and that's why, because we don't have really an interface skill, because we don't have any points in it. So because of that, it means that it just automatically goes to a 1, I think is what that means. So that means clearly it's got to be this if we're going to do this clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
And do we have an option to rest to refresh our dice pool?
Yes, but we can't do that. But our guy doesn't do that like without resting. Like there's one that you can re-roll the dice by taking stress. Our guy doesn't do that. So we would need to rest, and that would be a whole new cycle. And when you do that, you lose a little bit. You may remember you lose a little bit of this energy.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Let's try it.
I mean, 75% shot.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Easy, dude. Positive. Right,
neutral. So we lost
Neutral.
6 cryo, but we finished the clock. So now this is unavailable because we did this. So now this is done,
We probably can just leave.
which means I guess we just
might-
leave.
There
That
you
means
go.
we got a new location. Oh, right. Okay, they gave us new info. So they gave us basically 2 more spots. Trade hall and a canteen. There's that food you were looking at. So...
Okay.
Do
Yeah,
that with
take
some
a look.
food.
Try it all. So we can buy fuel. We're going to need to buy fuel eventually. Fill fuel. You can fill your fill capacity in a single order. Buy supplies. You obviously need to use supplies when you're resting. And then fill supplies. So it's basically just, this is where you buy food and fuel, is what it looks like. And then this one. Here you can eat in exchange for cryo. Eating gives you energy, stops you starving. Different foods give different amounts of energy. So 13 cryo allows you to eat. So.
Yeah, we'll need to decide something to do with our money. And there's that.
And then there's the chat to the cruise.
Mhm.
I'm just checking. So this is another 25% positive, 50 neutral, 25% negative. It's a longer
Yeah.
clock, but,
Do it. What risk did chatting with people ever pose, ever?
Yeah, plus Hexport Expert.
Nice.
Ex-
Positive
Expert.
outcome.
There's a neutral. I think there's a neutral one. Still
Oh,
got
was it
that.
neutral? Oh,
Yeah.
I was excited for a minute. Okay.
And then we don't have to use the lower dice, do we?
No, but I think it's usually not. I thought the idea was you want to use it as much as use your dice if you can, I think.
Yeah, but for example, put in the 1, it would just be an automatic failure almost.
No,
Oh,
50
okay.
neutral, 50 negative. And this one, same.
Yeah.
This one I bet I can't do. Yeah, because we don't have that required. So. So, you know. And I think there's also... and then the other thing is... Right, okay. The rig is your ship and a home in the starboard belt. While the rig is docked at a hub, there are multiple areas you can visit. Bunks use dice to reduce stress. Galley use supplies to regain energy. Other locations will unlock as you play. While the rig isn't docked at a hub, your crew will also help to gather resources to contribute to the upkeep of the ship. You can choose which resources they should focus on in the crew task menu to the left. They have a random chance of acquiring at the beginning of the following cycle. So we can set up Seraphin to work on scavenging fuel, sourcing supplies, or getting us cryo. And this is a cycle clock. It progresses towards an event each cycle. So basically what this means is this is not something we add to. Every time we cycle, a part of this is going to fill up. So basically, and once it gets to the top, something happens.
Lane catches you.
Exactly. We can make a meal using supplies here, and then rig bunks. That's if we want to rest and recover. We'll do that when we're not on a contract, and that one's safe, so that we can't get hurt that way.
Name's Rig bunks. Maybe we could put one of our dice in there, in the rig bunks. Because our dice are really bad anyway.
Helps you reduce stress, though. Do we have stress yet? I don't think we have any stress.
I see. Never mind.
Explore. So, what do you think?
Well, we got to spend the cryo and keep or use our dice, so...
Well, we could chat to the crew. Which would be 50%.
Let's use our really high intuit skill.
If only we had chosen operator.
There we go.
It looks like we're just kind of screwed on either one of these, right?
I think we can break through. Yeah, pretty much. We might as well. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
My thought is to not even use these two dice and to just spend cryo today and then sleep and call it a day and not worry about trying to use a 2 or 1.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
I respect that for sure.
All right, so then...
I mean, 50-50 is not so bad, but I don't know.
Are we eating at the canteen then, or are we going to the trade hall to get supplies? We have enough, cryo to fill fuel. I don't know whether we need fuel right now. We're going to eventually need to get it, I guess, but... Because we don't have any fuel at the moment?
I'm not sure... I feel like as the more days that go on, we'll start to see through things that happen, or resources that we need to get fuel now or something. So my inclination is not to spend all of our cryo up front and maybe just buy food, because we know we need food for sure.
So eat here, you mean?
That's right.
All right. Make purchase. All right, so now our energy's shot all the way up, which is good. And we leave. All right, so now we're heading back to the bunk, basically, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what he was saying.
Okay. What do we want to put him on next cycle, by the way? Because right now he's odd jobs trying to get cryo. Do we want him to keep him on that?
I mean, what's more beneficial? I don't know what's
hard to say. I mean, I guess we will need supplies, but we have those. Maybe it takes a little pressure off of us to constantly getting cryo if he's getting it. So, I guess. Ooh. So looking at the map, I don't know what any of this means. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, we can do that. So then we'll leave him on odd jobs, I guess. So we're going to end cycle. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
You lose.
No.
Did we feed ourselves?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh. We're in trouble, Sleeper.
Seraphin leans into the boats as you are getting up.
We didn't use all our dice yesterday, and that means...
Without further explanation, he disappears down the corridor towards the rear of the ship.
I feel like that's going to be Seraphin's whole thing. He's going to be like, Sleeper, we're screwed. And then he, like, glides off somewhere.
Pieces off.
Okay.
Oh,
You
we're
drift out of the
drifting now.
passage,
Oh, now we're drifting. Oh.
pulling on your clothes and glide.
No, we're
down
gliding.
the rear. Cool air making you shiver. Seraphin is a silhouette silently leading the way. He stops at the far end, diverting through a side door, shooting you a glance as he does. A gliding
I'm
glance.
gliding you a glance, yeah.
You find Seraphin inside, holding one of a tangle of thick-armed tubes that are waving in the zero-G engine room.
You know what these are?
No idea.
Tubes.
Tubes. I feel like just do that more.
Like, just so that you woke out of a
Tubes.
sleep, like tubes.
Yeah. I'd just be cheeky and say that.
Is for people okay? I don't think he's gonna be like, shut up, and then like shoots
No,
us in
no,
the
I
head.
think it's just
No,
me,
I think tubes is called for in the situation. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Yep.
Seraphin rolls his eyes, but you see the hint of a smile.
Thanks, genius. These are the engine's feed lines.
He waves one in the air, sorry.
No. And before you ask, no, they aren't supposed to be waggling loose.
What did you do, Ray? What did you do? Just what happened, right?
I think what happened. Don't be accusatory.
These must have broken loose when we were pushing the ship hard on our way out of the dock side. You mean you?
Yeah, I was gonna say by we mean you, right? Freaking Lando.
He looks at the mess.
We're lucky that the reserve tank is empty. Otherwise,
He shakes his head.
it would have been bad. But
He pushes the pipe to the side.
no feed from the reserve tank means that the rig's range is limited to the local region only.
He thumps the large, lumpen housing of the engine.
This thing can't take us anywhere far.
So we fix it, right? Fix
Yeah,
it, fix
so-
it, fix it, fix it.
Yeah. Seraphin sighs.
That's the short of it.
Seraphin whacks the engine housing again, harder this time.
Just not been our run of a. I cannot speak. Just not been our run of luck.
He turns and starts gathering the tangled feed lines, his frustration evident in the violence of his movements.
We'll need a new set of these, that's for sure.
He starts forcing them into a crate.
So, how about you try to track them down? I'll take a look at things here and see if I can figure out another fix for the reserve tank.
He glances up from his work.
From what I've heard on Hexport, Factory Row is a place to find ship fitters. Maybe you can go there. Maybe you can do some recon while I sort this place out. It's on the other end of the station.
Okay, I'll have a look.
Take a look, right?
Yep. Seraphin keeps working.
Wait,
Seraphin pauses, seemingly unsure.
something else.
He drops the feed lines and they float, waving in the air like tubular seaweed.
I've heard word that Lane's on the hunt.
God damn it, Lane.
He frowns.
Sorry.
You sit there
A
petting
message
your
went out.
dog, seeking us out. I
I just read, in my mind, I read that as tubular seaweed.
mean, tubular seaweed.
Tubular.
Mrs. Dunsel, thank you so much for the Prime
Tubular.
sub. 75 months of support. Thank you, Mrs.
Wow.
Dunsel. Good to see you. Appreciate you very much, as always, Mrs. Dunsel. Thank you, thank you. Right. You've heard word, I hear.
A message went out everywhere in the local radius of Darkside. He's looking for us.
Is that a...
Shit.
Well, shit.
Yeah, I think it's shit.
You said it.
Seraphin sighs.
Which is why we need these feed lines.
Give me those free lines.
I'm gonna try to work something out. Maybe I can improvise a solution. I don't know.
He looks down, with his eyes
I'm
closed.
no
His eyes closed.
I'm no ship fitter.
I read shoplifter.
I'm no shoplifter. I mean, if you were, it'd be easier, man. Just go get us some tubular
When I
seaweed.
saw that word, I thought it was shapeshifter.
But while I do, you go hunting. See what you can turn up, okay?
He smiles a weak smile.
Get going.
Weak.
You leave the engine room, the clanking sound of Seraphin's cleanup efforts echoing through the ship. Fuel feed lines. Sorry, that's the next step. You take a deep breath and head out.
Okay, so you've discovered a drive. Drives help you track and choose your objectives in Citizen Sleeper 2. The arrow button in the top left opens the drive menu where you can choose which drive to track. Once a drive is tracked, a yellow marker will be placed above any location that relates to that drive. Drives come in two types, major and minor. On completion, a major drive rewards 2 upgrade points. Yeah, this is one of the ways that you level. And a minor rewards 1. Keep an eye on the drive menu as you progress to see what new opportunities and objectives are available and track those you want to pursue. So, we have a drive, which is to escape the Hexport. So we're obviously going to toggle that, because that's the only one we have right now. And you can see we've got one of these. Basically, we have until the top before lane shows up, I think is what that tells us. So, all right, we got a new location as well, which is over here. That's Factory Row. So we can search the row to find the ship fitter. That's Intuit, though, and we suck at that. We could haul materials.
If only.
Yeah.
Yep, and we can get the trusted supplier if we want to find a ship fitter. I mean, listen, so here's the thing, right? We have Endure, so if I put a 3 there, because of our Endure, it goes up to 4, which means that we have 25% positive, 50 neutral, 25% negative. If we put
Why
the
does
5
it say
on...
danger?
Because it's like the results would be very bad comparatively
Okay,
if
so
we fail
it's
it.
specifically about the results. I see.
Right.
Yes.
Whereas this one, we put that in, it goes up to 6, 100% positive. Like, we're guaranteed to do very well. So we could do that, and that would guarantee it. We just don't want to blow all our 5s. But we do have a 3 and a 4 out here, so, you know.
We could do a 5 and a 4 to guarantee it.
Right. That's true. I mean, it's probably worth doing 1.
3. I think we should try the 3, maybe.
That one definitely gets it. A 4 gets us up to 5. That's 50 positive, 50 neutral. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should try the 3. Because if we can nail a 3 here, then that saves us a 5, a 4.
Okay.
In other situations.
We cool with a 25% negative?
The fact with 25% on a danger though.
Yeah, that's the only.
That's the only thing. Like, if this wasn't a danger, I agree 100%. But if I just don't know how bad a danger is. Like, I don't.
You're blown out into
space.
Roll credits.
Do we just lose? Like,
the end. Thank you for joining us for
Citizens. We'll see you at
Yeah.
Citizen Sleeper 3.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, maybe we do.
Because that's a 4. You know, I mean, we
5
still
and
have the
5.
5s. Do you want to do 2
4 and
5s? Or
5,
do you want to do a 4 or 5? Like 4 and
4
5.
and
Is
5.
that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think 4 is fine.
Let's start with that.
So this gives us 2.
Hey, positive.
Yeah, now
Trusted
we talking,
supplier. We got
baby.
+2, and we got more cryo. So all we need is 1 more of those, and then we're golden. So now do we do that to get the
Nope.
4, or we want to definitely do it so we get this?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just secure.
All right.
Whoa, I couldn't have expected.
Whoa.
All right. We did
Question,
the thing.
does sometimes doing certain things also net, like, additional benefits? I forget, like, in terms of...
Yeah,
like,
that
like,
is.
If we did search the row, would we have gotten, like, a better chance of getting, like, the actual finding the tubes?
No, only if you
Sweet.
get if you get a positive result, though, you're more likely to get those extra benefits, and you're more likely to get positive if you have benefits in that skill. You know what I mean? So, like, because if you hit the positive, you'll always get something extra. So you're more likely to get that with a higher skill because that boosts your die, basically. Okay. So, lovely.
Factory Row howls. You glide through its cramped passages. Whatever its many bays and rooms once were, they now serve as containers for industry of every kind. Whirring manufacturers. Manufactories?
I guess.
Manufactories?
I think it's like one of those classic sci-fi
Yeah,
mashup
yeah,
words. Like,
yeah,
oh, it's
yeah.
both
Yeah,
of them.
the double speak.
Whirring manufactures precisely engineered components with rapidly shifting arms, while strappers hammer incessantly at bent shipboards.
I just looked over to see Core Hammer. 25%, that's like what? 1 in 10? Do it. Like, I don't think that's how...
it's pretty
The
good.
math does not math.
I don't think that math's that way.
He's a friend of mine. This is what you're gonna get whenever he's here.
Got it.
The
Everywhere you
worst
look, there's
advice.
energy and activity, for good reason. Netsports itself is built on the derelict fragments of a solar reflector, and even the small amount of energy generated by its remaining mirrors is enough to power a city of machines.
That's cool.
It is familiar to you, of course, in a strange, far-off way, because of Darkside. That place and your memories of it are a muddy haze, but it's hard to forget the glint of its hexagonal reflectors. 10 or 20 times more, in the case of Porehammer, 5,000 times.
Yeah, 5,000 times.
The number of exports, and that wild, flickering city growing on their back like a tumor.
In the case of Dragon Ball Z, more than 9,000.
In comparison, Hetsports feels provincial, but deep in Factory Row, you should almost be back in Darkside. And then you see them.
Yeah.
Tubes. Just like the wacky inflatable...
Got your tubular seaweed.
Those tubular. Seraphim waved in your face. Feed lines. You push over the display window of the unit, marked Karsten's Supply, in block capitals cut from whole plate. There amongst an angled shelf of oversized ship components sits the feed lines. At some large biomechanical tangle of snakes.
He's going to be like, these could be yours for 300 cry. I'll be like, great.
You slip inside with the sound of Factory Row's little scream, and spot a large figure working at a bench, hunched over, concentrating. It seems he doesn't notice you enter.
All right, are we going to be strong silent type, or are we like,
Hello?
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 We doing
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
I mean, I think it's fine to say
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's our extractor vibe, right?
Zach, this is all you. Intimidating ship
Okay.
fitter.
But also kind of fabulous at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, that's true.
Right up
Swag.
close.
A sharp-eyed glints as the figure looks over his shoulder.
Does work in Hollywood and moonlights as WWE guy.
Mm-hmm.
Family.
He's got an accent.
Can I help you?
His accent is heavy, but unknown to you.
Nice place you have, Arnold. Right, you want to talk him up a little bit?
How
like,
much?
do you want to ask the feed lines? Or we want to talk him up. I guess we're not a talk. Well, we're sort of a talker, like kind of.
I don't know. I feel like a intimidating ship fitter appreciates to the point.
It's like,
probably.
give me the feed lines. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but we have no Intuit, so
That's true. He could be like, how dare you ask me directly? You have no culture. Get out! I hit you in the face with my tubes. Those
It's funny. Ship fitter feels like it's only 1 degree of separation away from so many curse words. There's like so many slurs you can make out.
yeah. Those feed lines. How much?
There's a sharp clink as Karsten places his tools and components against the magnetic plate on the wall.
I can't believe you asked me that.
He turns with a surprising grace and begins cleaning his hands on the cloth. With sharp eyes scan you, but Karsten's thick-set features do not betray the result of his assessment.
Custom built those. For a client that never collected.
Looks at his hands when he speaks, checking for stray oil stains.
You have one of the old MEVs then.
He sounds out the letters in a way you don't recognize as he speaks.
No, it's actually pronounced Mavi. Mav.
Try to recall anything you know about your ship, but the memories elude you. Perhaps Seraphim should have come along.
I feel like we're gonna be like, that's right. 100% Mev. We got a lot of MEVs. I was driving the AT-AT, and then the MEV showed up. And,
Yeah, I'd say
That's right.
I'd say I think so.
you know. Oh, would you?
Karsten
Sorry.
nods. No, it's not a problem.
Always good to see one of those still running.
I mean, running is relative.
Look,
Karsten drifts over to you where you're standing, his imposing height evident.
for a fellow enthusiast like you,
He continues in a distinctive monotone.
let's say a few hundred
Called it.
cryo on clean chits.
He shoots a glance at the feed lines.
400, let's say, to be precise.
I knew it was gonna be like that.
We have
30, to be clear. so we got to haggle this guy down a little at least. Do we only
It's almost 1 in 10, so 25%.
Right? Yeah, exactly. We're almost there.
I just say I don't have 400.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I have 300. This is Sparta. Then we kick into a pit, and then we take the feed lines.
Yeah, there you go. Carson looks you up and down and sniffs.
It's expensive, I know. It's a shame, but it's just what they are worth.
He screws up his mouth a bit into something that might be a smile.
However, I'm more of the bartering type myself anyway.
All right, we gonna barter with this dude, or
Yeah.
can we
So
get
he's more that type, right?
I suppose barter sounds good.
Carson nods sagely.
You give me your life, I give you.
There's a little favor I need a crew for. And, well, you look like you might be a good fit.
All right, all right.
He tucks the cloth away in his pocket and clasps his hands.
I know of an old Solheim wreck out there. Very old. Pre-collapse. It's tucked away in a dead zone. No one's ever really cut it.
He shrugs.
Not only that, but Solheim derelicts have a habit of triggering nasty security protocols when approached by an unfamiliar ship. So it's been left well alone. But a salvager like you, with an old Solheim rig, I bet it wouldn't even flinch if it saw you coming.
He smiles.
What I'm saying is you're expendable. I don't care if you die.
I have a special interest. A need for that old tech. All those Solheim ships had a data core. I don't care about the accounting reports or material ledgers or whatever they kept on the damn thing. I care about the hardware. So, if I was to find you back here, with that data core in your cargo hold, clean cut, complete, well then, I could see my way to doing a street barter for some tubes.
Sounds better than 400 cryo.
Tubular. Carson pauses, sniffs at the area.
You just need the coordinates.
All right, so do we like start asking questions about like why do you want this, or are you sure it's simple, or are we just
I don't
like
think he cares about that.
let's
I think
do
he-
this,
I think he
dude,
just
dude,
wants to
dude,
let-
dude,
yeah,
dude,
let's
dude.
let yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right then.
He holds out a heavy hand for you to shake, and as you automatically reach out, he grabs your forearm instead.
You react, karate chopping him into the throat, killing him instantly. Go.
Carson pulls you closer, squeezing your arm.
Let's keep this one between us. All right.
He half smiles, his face huge and close.
It's our deal.
Yes, sir.
Before you can respond, he thumbs a little drive into your pain. And palm.
And also in your pain.
Sorry, I was trying to read two things simultaneously there.
Those coordinates.
He lets go of your arm with what you swear is a wink. You take a moment to gather yourself, and by the time you do, a whirring falls in the air. Carson having returned to his workbench.
We got ourselves a side quest.
You turn and glide out of Carson's supply with a growing mix of anxiety and excitement in the pit of your stomach and the cacophony of factory road in your ears. Contract. Seraphin might even be impressed. You look at the drive in your palm and smile. This will be a route out. Think you're leaving this place behind in possession of an approved ship, too. Suddenly, boom, a small but firm hand lands on your back. An equally small voice coming with it.
I'd say let's have you do this, Rem. I don't think this is Lane though. I don't know what that small voice is.
Hey,
There's no way this is...
hey, wait up!
Oh, check it out. I have perfectly assigned it. Okay, secretive data extractor, Rem.
Let's go. You turn in the passage to see a young woman, her hair waving in the rapid glide.
Glide.
Jesus God.
She clearly just came out of to catch you. She steadies herself using your shoulder.
Sorry,
She smiles a quick and flat smile.
wanted to catch you.
You did it.
I'm Junie.
Her dark eyes flick around nervously. You notice the portable terminal she carries, something data scrapers call the deck, and a backpack full of components and trailing wires.
Do we play like Who Are You, or are we just like,
do
What's
I know
up,
you?
Junie? Junie.
Do I know you?
Yo, my girl Junie.
Just a quick heads up, guys. I unfortunately need to drop. Baby is being difficult, and my wife is asking for my help. So.
Oh, okay. Can you drop permanently and it like for the night? And if so, can you leave your camera on? If not, it's fine. I'll just move things around. Or you just for a bit.
Probably for the night.
Okay.
Just because when she's like this, it will take a little bit. So.
Totally fine. And I think you. Oh, sorry. I didn't have the chat up there. My bad.
That's why I was saying
no.
I was reading two things simultaneously.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see it. No, that's no problem, Kippy. So yeah, want to let anybody know where they can find you and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I'm just on the socials. I'm KP11 Studios everywhere, guys. Just come check me out. And I will see you guys again soon. I'm so happy we're getting to play this. Vibe is just perfect. I love it. And I want to say, Indy, you are narrating this fantastic.
Yep.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very excited.
Good stuff. All right, man.
All
We
right.
will see you for ArvCon, and thank you, Kippy.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Love you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. So give me a second while I move things around. Since
I'm Zach. Woo!
I'm now Rem. And Indy is chat.
I am
Or
chat.
is Indy. Yeah.
I am no one.
Yes.
You are no one at all. Oh, there we go. Right.
Now I'm KP.
Let's go.
Photography.
I like to take pictures. That's what I do. Pictures.
That's funny.
All right. There.
Yeah, put chat in. There you go. Chat, you guys have a
There
little
we
highlight.
go.
Oh, never mind.
How?
Oh, yep.
Now only sadness.
Yes.
Oh, it's back.
I could just, every so often.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, all right. I'll give Chad a little bit of a. There you go, Chad. You too are on our vocalist
All right,
on
chat.
this day.
Spam your worst emotes ever.
No!
Do it
Look,
now.
Listen,
No.
our vocalist unavailable is waiting right there if needed. Okay. Right. Okay, on we go.
Do I know you, I think, is what you were saying.
I'm Junie.
Do I know you?
Oh yeah.
She pauses, confused by the question.
No.
She pauses again.
Karsten?
She starts, still catching her breath.
He sent me to grab you.
Bullshit. I don't
She
believe it.
smiles that flat smile again.
Wants me to come with you on that job.
Her eyes shoot down to the drive in the palm of her hand. She smiles again.
I don't believe this at all. I don't.
Yeah, why didn't he tell me?
Exactly. Also, oh yes, I forgot to mention this person. Shouldn't we say why? Yeah, why didn't he tell me?
Yeah.
Why didn't he tell me?
She glances back towards Karsten's.
I guess he forgot? He does that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
He looked sheepishly at you.
He just grabbed me after you two were done talking, so...
You lie.
Carson's always sending me on things like this. I guess he wants me to help you out. Keep an eye on things.
She pauses.
I can be pretty helpful. So,
She looks around the passage.
should I meet you at your ship and you can tell me when you're ready to go?
It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like she's gonna try and take the shit that we need to get, but also, like, in the process, she's probably gonna become a friend, and then
And we
everything
could
turns
we
out
could use
nicely,
yeah, and we could use data
use
extraction
someone
because
like-
we don't
yeah.
have that, so.
Yeah.
So all right.
I-
No, you still not.
I
buy
feel
it?
like you still say I'm not sure, but then let her
Yeah.
come in later.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah. She looks nervous.
Sure. I mean, you aren't sure when you're leaving?
So we keep playing that role. Like I'm not sure
Yeah.
you're coming.
I'm not sure you're coming yet. She pauses, thinking.
I mean, Karsten said I need to go,
She glances back in the shop's direction.
and he does get pretty mad when people don't do what he asks.
She shrugs.
You could be like, I don't care, and then turn away.
Let's see.
I think let's see.
Yeah.
Is good.
Okay.
She glances around.
Karsten doesn't like waiting, but it's up to you.
Junie pushes off and waves.
Looking forward to working with you.
She calls back as an afterthought.
We could ask
about
about
the
the
ship?
ship, or like, let
Yeah,
it
I think
go.
what about the ship?
Let her go.
Oh, I'll find it.
Nice. She calls back and then disappears down the passage. You watch her go. Glad of the contract, but nervous too. Can Karsten keep up his side of the bargain if you deliver?
All right. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So now I need someone to take over for Seraph, and I guess
Hold it.
Zach. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't know about this, Sleeper.
Seraphim looks nervous out of the bridge windows as you finish explaining Karsten's deal, as well as Junie's offer of help.
If this job was easy, Karsten would have done it himself already. That means there's a catch.
He frowns at the stars.
There's definitely something going on with this Junie girl.
He shakes his head.
See, what based on what we were just talking about, like that middle one is probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
either that or I think it's a lucky break. Just framing however you want to.
Yeah, but I think we don't know, right? He's a little bit like, she's a little sketchy too. So if it's going to be she'll gradually become our favorite character over time. But like, she'll be useful though.
No doubt.
Seraphim shakes his head.
We desperately need help on a job like this. What if
Seraphim narrows his eyes.
What if we could get the crowd together to buy the feed lines?
Is that even possible?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Is that even possible?
I found a contract board at the exchange, but further in station.
He gestures towards the export.
We take on a job, might get us some of the way towards buying those feed lines. Plus, even if we do want to take Karsten's job, a bit of money to get ourselves prepared wouldn't be a bad idea. Fill up on fuel, supplies, be ready for whatever comes.
Do we have time?
Yeah.
Probably not, but without cryo for fuel and supplies, we aren't going anywhere.
That's a good point. Seraphim sighs.
Just take a look at the contract board, see what you think. While you're at it, you might want to see if you can scare up some freelance crew too.
Seraphim shrugs.
Many hands make light work and all that. Or we stop messing around. We take Karsten's job right now, get it done before he can think twice.
Seraphim yawns.
Seems like a whole set of bad options to me. Either way, I've still got work to do on the drive.
Seraphim nods a farewell, heading back to the engine room.
Let me know what you decide. You're welcome, Enki Desks.
For a moment, you pause, letting the haze of plans and ideas settle in your mind.
Ooh.
Don't.
Ow.
Suddenly, you curl up, pain shooting along your spine. You grit your teeth. Your muscles lock tight. Your vision narrows as you squeeze your eyes shut.
You just turned 40 years old.
Feel a shift, as if some connection has broken, and you've aged many, many years into the future.
Ah.
It's almost impossible to describe, like you're floating away from your body, dispersing, dissolving.
This is what it feels like when the doves cry.
There's nothing familiar in the pain, nothing to hold on to. You grit your teeth. And then, another shift comes and you are back in your body, trembling against the metal wall of the passage. Pain slowly fades, becoming a pulsing throb and then a residual flicker. You flex in zero G, stretching and gliding.
Just gliding out the let's glide.
As a strange sensation of distance persists beyond the pain, a disconnection between your body and yourself, a flickering numbness that refuses to recede. You wonder if the reboot has done something to your body, or if this is some new sensation you'll have to live with indefinitely. It strikes you that you know so little about the body that houses you. It could be moments away from collapse or might persevere for countless cycles like this.
So if we're going to keep the metaphor going of turning 40 and up, as Triff had said, too real. Oh, man.
You try to shake off the feeling, pushing your hands against each other until they feel like they're yours again. Time is the only thing you need. Right now, it feels like it's running out fast. You head for the airlock. You have work to do.
Yeah, we do. Okay, you've unlocked
Let's
a contract.
go.
Open the map screen to view it. Okay. There's the contract. High risk, high reward jobs you and your crew can take on. Contracts require preparation and care to succeed. You'll need to gather enough fuel to travel to the contract. Gather as many supplies as you can afford to keep you and your crew going. Look for opportunities to recruit crew temporarily or permanently to help you on a contract. Consider which crew to take carefully. They have different skills and stress resistances, and who you choose can affect the story. Once you're ready, you can select the contract from the map and then your crew to proceed. Okay, so one suggestion I wanted to make is, since we got the extractor and since that crew is his jam, then I think we should do this contract, and I would do it sooner rather than later. I'd see if we can pick up a crew, go do this, and all of a sudden we get the barter thing, we get the tube thing out of the way without having to work. Because 400 cryo,
yeah,
it's going to take a while, right? And it's like doing a side quest, but we're capable of it because we have the whole crew boost thing. So,
Crew boost. I
That's
agree.
that's what I would say. Then we have recruit local crew. So we have to get another crew member on board.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Beep.
All right, we got to find us some crew. We have a lot of things going on.
Were we gonna go back and talk to the dude to see if the girl is Junie legit?
I hope that's an option.
Oh, that's a good call. We could, let's see. Is that the place?
But
No, while we're here, let me just look. Data diffusal shift, interface, paid data diffusal work to offer, as old tech tends to be laced with protocols and countermeasures that need disabling. We could sell raw scrap. That'll get us cargo. We can scrapyard shift engineer. We can always get open shifts. That'll give us some cryo, I assume. There's no clock here. Right, is he... Carson Supply, that's the guy. So we could buy feed lines, that's 400, or deliver a data core. Those are the two ways to get the thing from him. So no, it doesn't look like we can talk to him about it.
Yeah.
Come on.
So...
Man. Go to ducks.
So we got to chat to crews, right? This is, and also this is where it has the tracking going. So I feel like this is where we...
I say we do it.
Right?
Yeah. Although, do we want to spend that good die? Oh, well.
Because otherwise, 25, 50, and 25, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Or we could pause the game and look up where the kitty is.
No.
Great
We haven't
idea.
found the cat yet. That
You can
clearly,
do that, Rem.
that's true. That clearly
So
is
that
going
when
to be
it
a
comes
good
up,
thing.
you can be like, "Hey guys, this was."
I'll be like,
This is
we
where
should
the
go
cat
here
shows
for
up.
reasons.
Yes.
Listen, no.
Yes.
I got you.
Do it.
I got you. You asked for it. There's the cat. Here, I'll help you out. Right here, see? Just go
A
over.
shadow cat? Oh, I see the pointy ears.
Oh my gosh.
You found
Feed
it. That's
the
amazing.
kitty. Feed it.
How'd you do that? It's crazy.
It's pretty good.
Thanks, Arv.
Oh, he produced a second one too.
Oh,
No,
kitty.
don't want it. Okay.
No.
Sherbert is a sweetheart, but he doesn't. He's like, I'm not feeling it. Oh, no.
Sherbert, I love that.
Oh, no, Sherbert, you can stay. I'm sorry.
Sherbert.
Now
And when
Sherbert
it-
left, and it's
when
all
Sherbert's
Rem's
feeling-
fault. No, just kidding.
I love that. When Sherbert is feeling fancy, does he turn into sorbet?
Oh yes, he is a very handsome cat. So
Aw.
both of them are they're nice cats.
Now, did you feed them?
Yeah, they have been fed today. Yes,
Good.
they've been fed. It was my mother-in-law who did it, but still. Okay, where were we? We were exploring things. Okay, so
Chat
yeah,
to
do we want to
crews.
try to? We can't explore the docks because Intuit's so bad. So, are we chatting to crews or what do we think?
I think so. I think we should
Yeah.
build that.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. So that's 25, 50, 25. And this one's 50% positive, 50% neutral. So that one?
Do that first. Yes. Working.
Okay.
Export.
Expert. We also got a new location.
Let's check out new location.
The Benz, a chaotic dockside bar. Play Star and Stoker. S&S is a spacer gambling game played with custom magnetic dice. Chits are stashed in symbol-marked cans, and winning is ruthlessly luck-based. Or we could buy a Benz Fry, which is a plastic bag of flash-fried salt-flecked tubers. The Benz Fry brings spacers back to the scattered tables of the bar cycle after cycle.
Oh, yeah.
But this is Intuit, and that's Cryo, and neither one of those are ones that we can afford to be
That's right.
spending. So, what do we think? We want to pop another one here?
Try that, sure. It'll be fine.
Nice.
It was positive.
Yep.
New location.
Got
And
two
we're only
left.
2 away now.
That's right. The warehouses, freight storage. Freight loading. The warehouses at the Hexport docks supply the industrial operations of the station, meaning they need constant loading and restocking.
What does
See,
it do?
this, it doesn't say, but we will give, I would imagine it would give us cryo, but the thing is with this, we would get a plus, and it's risky, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I think you should do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna Oh.
Oh, okay. That wasn't that.
Flow of freight is confusing and exhausting. In the end, the loaders ask you to step back. You're just in their way. Well, damn it.
Dang.
Okay. We have 30 cryo. Well, if we're not gonna, if we're building up to try to do our quest, then we can afford to spend the cryo to get our energy, which is probably what we should do. Oh, there's a contract board too. Sorry, my bad. Oh, that's interesting. So we could buy this contract, which is a Conway signal looking for someone to disable its source. If we go and disable it, then we get 200 cryo. So I don't think it's needed since we already got one for free, but that's like another thing that we could do. So yeah, so we could go back to the canteen and spend 13 cryo to get our energy back up.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's
let's do
worth
that.
it.
Okay. Energy is back. We leave. Now we're out of dice, which means we have to head back out here and end our cycle.
Night night.
Good day.
Good night.
Okay. Ooh, we got a 6. Let's go. We got a bunch of junk, actually. A 6 and some junk. Explore. Okay, so we're almost done with this.
Yeah. Put the 6 there, and then that'll finish it, right? I think.
Yeah, although if we did this, well, I guess that wouldn't. Because the 6... I mean, the 6 would definitely do it.
Yeah.
I guess so, because it's positive. Yeah, you're right. And... Hey! Good sense of the humming way station. Time to use that knowledge to your advantage. Here we go. Oh, we're gliding again.
As you are once again gliding across the docking concourse, you hear a scuffle. The noise of raised voices cuts through the conversation drifting out of the dockside shops.
Glide into me, will you? Well, I oughta...
Glancing and gliding down an alley, you see a huddle of figures shouting back and forth. You spot one man in the middle of the group, surrounded, pushing the others back as they grab at the bag slung over his shoulder. You don't like the way this looks, but then again, Seraphim told you to keep your head down.
Well, we could wait it out. We have no capability of doing this. But, look at that. Endure, rush in, right? That's us. 50% positive,
Very
50
in.
neutral.
Yeah.
Do it.
Neutral outcome. Check
Right.
passed.
Without thinking, you kick off and glide down the alley,
But
judging the parabola of your drift to aim directly into the back of the most aggressive assailant.
Cool.
You barrel down the alley, raising your arms for impact. As you do, your target turns back to face you. You see the flash of an implant across their eyes before you slam into them. Uh-oh.
Hello, I'm stopping this terrible...
No, that
Uh-oh.
means they know that information's needed out. The assailant grabs onto you as you hit them. The two of you spin together in 0G, kicking and pulling at each other. He managed to get both legs up between the two of you and kick him off into the metal pipes opposite.
Stunk.
Nice time. Then something hits you from behind.
Ow.
The whole alley blurs as you spin forward. Through the ringing sounds of the impact, you hear curses shouted in retreat. You steady yourself, and a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. It's our boy.
You'll pay.
Yeah. Oh, no, never
Ooh.
mind.
Femi, a stubborn salvager captain. All right, well,
Fem, run it.
I mean, let's...
Or
either-
I was gonna say, here's the thing: is that if we do cycle narrators, there will be a time where Indy's not the narrator and needs a character to voice.
Yeah.
So I think my vote's for Indy to do this one.
Okay.
Does someone you
As
want
a
to?
stubborn salvager captain. All right.
Do we want to
And
have
then-
someone slide over to do a narration then for this part?
Probably. Yeah.
So that would be.
I can do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say either you or Zach. So
Great.
Don't do that again.
The man gives you a severe look, shaking his head at your eager attack.
One of those scumbags knives you? I don't want that on me.
He pushes you aside in the corridor and throws the large bags over his shoulder.
I was helping.
I was helping!
I mean,
Sorry. I think just sorry.
yeah.
Wait, so am I not doing
The man
narrator at all anymore? Or?
Not just for this section. You're not like
Okay,
while
yeah,
you're
right.
yeah.
The man shakes his head.
You ain't seen sorry. Just step back, all right?
You watch the man go, and then after a moment, he stops and turns back. He rubs his forehead, looking down as he does.
What's your deal anyway?
He sighs.
Maybe you're new here. Hetsport's no place for do-gooders.
You needed help is the very straight ahead. Like, look, I'm about the crew. I'm about straight ahead. You needed help.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You needed help, man.
The man smiles.
I don't think so.
Well, you're wrong.
He shakes his head.
Bunch of cowards. Idiots, too. Getting beat up over some scrap. Look, let's not hang around, all right?
The man pats his chest.
I'm Femi.
He unshoulders one of the bags and pushes it toward you.
Make yourself useful. Let's head.
Head back to the ship where you can be one of my crew and go on the side quest.
Let's go.
You get the strap of the bag over your shoulder and follow him through the docks, gliding past the concourse towards the connecting bridges.
Amazing.
He cuts down a side passage, looking back to check you are following. Then he stops at a docking bridge connecting to a dull green ship with yellow markings. You look out the viewing window at its odd catamaran-like shape, seemingly built from two separate hulls welded together.
Like a catamaran.
Symbol crash.
He says, and you assume that's the ship's name.
Badoomch.
Ooh. We got Nia. So, I guess Zach, you're on this, I guess.
Okie dokie. Femi, you bringing in strays? Femi?
Yeah, Femi.
Are you Femi? Are you?
Oh, a young woman brightly dressed. I was waiting for Femi. A young woman brightly dressed and stretching as she glides, again, drifts into the passage. She glances at you.
No offense.
Nia.
Femi shakes his head.
This one.
He started to sound more and more like Snake talking to what's her face, the one that he's connected with, like in Metal Gear Solid, the first official one, from PlayStation.
I haven't played.
There's where he's like constantly talking to the one, and he's like, "Why are you doing this? I don't understand. Tell me what I need to know." Like, it's got that same kind of vibe. I love it.
He squeezes your shoulder.
Helped me fend off some Hexport scum while you were busy sunning yourself.
Nia raises an eyebrow.
I'm sure you could handle them, big brother.
Her glib response hides the flash of concern that passes across her face. You can't tell if Femi noticed. Nia turns to you.
Thanks.
She smiles sweetly.
And I'm sorry for my brother.
She shoots him a glance.
Just in general.
Nia.
Femi murmurs. I almost said murders.
Murders.
Femi murders. Nia. Oh my god. Endure.
Enough now.
He reaches over and takes the bag you were carrying. Nia rolls her eyes at you, but stays silent.
Factory Row wouldn't take these.
Femi hefts the bags.
I'm gonna load them back up. Maybe we'll find a use for them.
He turns back to you.
Thanks for the assist, Sleeper.
He nods firmly.
Not what I expected.
He slaps the button for the bridge door and kicks off along the docking bridge on his way to the cymbal crash. Nia looks at you with raised eyebrows.
I hope my brother was joking. Or did you really help him?
I mean,
I tried.
Thank you.
She looks back at the ship.
My brother needs help more than he admits.
the hell are you talking about?
What you mean?
She tenses.
I don't know if
She smiles a tight smile.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, but you did, so spill it.
She pauses, thinking.
I want to ask you something.
Only at bedtime. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
She takes a deep breath, then gives you a direct look. What is she building up to?
Ooh.
Like this?
Sorry. Are you looking for crew?
She looks away.
Sorry to seem. I'll try again. Sorry to be direct, but you seem like well, if you're on Hexport, maybe you're with a crew.
She stops herself.
I mean, maybe your crew needs crew. Maybe you're looking.
We are.
She struggles to hide her smile. Nia looks back at the ship, then at you.
Look, I'll be honest. Being on a crew with my brother is nice, but he is suffocating me.
She frowns at her own bluntness.
I'm not a kid anymore, you know, but he still sees me like one.
She shrugs.
I want to show him I can handle myself. I need experience. I need to run some contracts.
She gives you a determined look.
What do you say?
I'll think about it because if the answer was
That's the
yes,
most
please join us
yeah.
right now. Yeah, like
It's the most positive response we have. I'm a good salvager, all right? You can use me.
She smiles.
I can spot things, find gaps, ways in.
She folds her arms across her chest.
I know what I'm doing. Femi taught me well.
She glances back at the ship.
Just consider it, all right? Let me prove myself.
Squeak!
Yeah, there's a dog in the other room viciously murdering a squeeze toy.
Suddenly a shout comes from the ship, echoing down the passage. Femi. He makes both of you nervous. Nia looks in his direction.
It's the squeaking sound. I should go.
I should go.
She pushes off toward the docking bridge.
I'll be waiting.
Nia gives you one last glance as she departs, then disappears into the docking bridge, leaving you alone in the passage.
All right, so we have new local crew. Minor drive complete. We have found it. We're still working on Escape Hexport. So now it's complete the board contract is going to be our next drive. So I guess we can accept the contract soon, right?
Maybe if we go back to our ship, can we adjust our crew? I wonder how you, adjust.
Yeah, I'll do that in a second. Okay.
And this is yet another... That's a side quest. Okay.
Doesn't look like you can. I think we've got a crew now, basically, if I understand this correctly.
Or if you go to the map, maybe?
Yes, honey.
Good night. Love you too.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Say good night to my daughter. Okay. So what do we think? We have, We do have the dice now, so you could make the well, although the dice are not great, actually. 2, 2, 1, and 3. So we could use what we need to here and then try to get better dice to go on the quest at the beginning of next cycle. Maybe. I'm just looking around.
Yeah.
Could sell raw scrap.
I'll return in just a moment.
Okay. So we've got that. Karsten Supply. Oh, right. That's the guy that that's the whole quest thing. So we're going to need to get fuel as well. And supplies. So we could get... we have no fuel right now, so we're going to need a few fuel. So we could get that, like... Oh, whoops. So we could do that. We could do that. We could get... We have to... Because we have to get supplies, we especially have to get fuel. So, we could try to get enough cryo to basically fill fuel all at once as well. So...
So wait, so we have...
We have 20
How would we
cryo.
get cryo again, sorry?
So again, oh, well, like doing different odd jobs and stuff like that.
Right, you're just talking about overall what we're planning on doing, not like at this moment. 'Cause we can't
Right,
actually
but
fill
well,
fuel
but
up.
to do the mini quest, we are going to have to get fuel.
Right.
Like they said. So, but we would need to get 5 more cryo, and then we could fill up all of the fuel at once since we have 0.
Right.
So, maybe that's the thing that we do is try to get something that gets us a few cryo.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. Oh, literally, we're just there. That was silly. Okay. Oh, yeah, again, this is freight loading. And this is the thing, again, where we have, like, this will get us paid. And if we do that, last time it was negative, but odds are, you know.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Start action.
Positive.
There we go. +8 cryo.
Alright,
See?
Yay.
Okay.
Now we have the money that we need. So, we could do that. That gives us another 25, 50, or 25. And get some more cryo. Or we could leave and go elsewhere.
Where do we see that our fuel is full?
It's empty down
that
at
there.
bottom, 0.5.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So if we go back there and spend 25, it'll fill it up completely and we'll have 3 cryo left. So, we could do that. You want max supplies before departing on contracts? Okay. So then if that's the case, we're definitely going to need some more money if we want to get the supplies also. I literally just came from there.
Is match supplies just full fuel and whatever the 205 thing is?
No, supplies are a separate thing. It's like basically food. So we have 2 out of 5 now. Food, water, and basic materials. And it costs 15 to get for cryo. So we would need 15, 30, 40. So we could fill all of them. So basically 45 cryo if we want to go up maximum of this. So that, and then buying fuel we already talked about. So to me that means that we need some more cryo. And that means, I mean, we still have a pretty good chance of getting it. We might lose some energy, but also we could get, you know, more money.
Yeah, I agree. Go for it.
More money.
More money. More money, more problem.
Money of my mom and mine and my money. Yeah, 11 cryo. There we go. So, do we do that one more time? And then...
I'm down for that.
What do you think, Rem? Yeah?
Opposed?
And Zach?
Sure.
All right, one more time. One more time. One more time. We're gonna load some freight. Oh, yeah. Nice. There we go. 50 cryo. So now we've got enough to... Not that one. Right. So now we have enough that we could get... that we could fill up 25, and then we could get some more supplies also. We could fill up on supplies, and then pick up
Sucks
on
that
fuel.
Filling up surprise is the same as the buy at this point, because we need 3.
Right, it's the same, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the same regardless.
Just keep in mind, we also need like for food, energy, and stuff. So.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, it's true.
Well, yeah, but we haven't really seen, since this game works slightly differently than the last one, I suppose there aren't consequences for our energy depleting until it's gone, it seems. Because as you described in the last game, right now we're at 4 out of 5 of the white energy. And then as it would go down, we'd lose dice to use. But if the consequence in this game is that that doesn't happen unless we reach 0 energy, then maybe we can just go a day without food.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the consequence is otherwise.
Because that would allow us to basically fill supplies this turn, buy one of our fuels, and then we could get the rest of the fuel, presumably next turn, and have enough left over, hopefully, to be able to get energy.
Yeah.
So
I see.
I'm thinking this to fill our supplies, because we have 2, and that would get us up to max.
Yep.
Is everyone cool with that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we did that. And then we have 5 fuel. Okay, so we need 4 fuel. Is there anything we can use 1 on? Just out of curiosity. Well, it's 50-50.
It loses us energy if we fail, I think.
Yes, that's right.
Sure.
You want to take a shot at it?
Yeah.
We can do it! Ah, well. Welp.
Wah, wah.
Still, we got, we did the rest of what we had to do. All right, we're going to go back here because we have to end our cycle. Do we want him to scavenge fuel or go after cryo?
I mean, they both essentially equate to the same thing, right? Because we're just going to spend the cryo
Yeah.
At least,
fuel.
yeah, at least we can spend the cryo on food.
That makes
optionally.
sense.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. What is this? Oh, we can't do that. Right.
The tubes.
The tubes. Tubular. All right.
The tubes.
All right. Well, then we are going to just make sure about something. Rest and recovery. Okay. All right. We are going to. Wait a second. No, we don't want to use supplies. We just got rid of those. Okay. We're going to end cycle. All right. So far, so good. We'll definitely need energy for this. We've got a bunch of, we have 8 cryo, and we got a couple of 5s. So, we need more fuel. And we could do some freight loading to get more cryo.
Let's go.
100% positive.
I can't believe it. It was
11.
positive.
Incredible. This gives us 50%. Do you want to like guarantee it again?
Oh.
What's that?
I'm just wondering what else we might want to spend a 6 and a 4 on,
Saying, what
other
are we,
than
what
just
are we
getting
gonna use
money.
it
Okay, that's
Like,
fair.
is there story stuff that needs that?
I don't think so. I think like once we get on the quest, we'll have some of that. We could play Star and Stoker, but our Intuit is terrible. Or we could buy a Fry,
no.
but we need to hold on to our cryo. Then we have there's this contract board which we could cost 10 to get, but again, I think we're looking
can
for
get
that
that.
yet.
Get that later,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's the eat at the canteen thing, but we're not doing that right at the moment. Talk to Karsten Supply. And there's this.
Oh, and that doesn't have a clock either.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we're just earning money until we decide to leave.
Yeah.
Which says to me, more risk, right?
Yeah. Freight loading. My favorite pastime. Loading freight.
Okay. And then we can do one more. Excuse me. So 50% positive, 50% neutral.
Beautiful.
I love it. Okay, so now we're up to 41 cryo, which ought to be enough, as I go right back to the same place. I think that ought to be enough for us to get the rest of the fuel that we need. Yeah, because it'll be 20 cryo for that. And then that's enough for us to get energy. So now we're full up on energy and supplies.
Yeah.
So now if we go to the canteen and we spend... Right?
It's beautiful.
And that gets us all the way up. That's actually good to know that gets us all the way up with there. So we still have 8 cryo. All right, do we want to use the ones on anything? Or because we're going to obviously do one more cycle and then we're doing the side quest.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Something low risk, maybe.
Well, this is a 1 anyway. 50% neutral, 50% negative.
Probably going to lose cryo if we do.
That's true. We only have 8 to begin with, though.
Yeah, why not? Give it a shot.
What do you think, Rem? Are you right us gambling on this? Or Andy?
All right, I'm good with it.
Practice your vice.
It's true. Hey! A couple of lucky rolls give you a payout that raises eyebrows among the spacers, but you quickly lose half of it. Time to stop. Okay, that's fine. We got 13. We got 1 die left. We can either use it or we can bail. We already went here.
So what's the benefit to saving a die again? Anything?
Not really anything. It's just that you don't get the negative effect. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like if you.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
like, what is the energy used for before we go to sleep?
well, if you get too low, then you start starving, and that's you can lose the game that way theoretically. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Well. 50%
feels
neutral,
bad.
50% negative,
Feels bad.
or that one also.
It's dangerous.
All right, so
Yeah,
just
I think we just call it.
hold on to it. Okay. All right, let's do. Let us. Well, actually. Okay, we don't want to make a meal. Can't do the feed lines yet. Rest and recovered. I mean, if we're gonna burn it anyway, should we?
Yeah, just see what it does. 50% negative. Oh, but it's safe.
But it's safe. Minus stress. Okay, we didn't really have a lot of stress anyway, but
Yeah, not sure.
Where is
but-
stress showing again?
I don't think it is yet. I think stress is up here maybe, but I don't know because we haven't actually seen it. All right, we end the cycle, then we do the side quest, and then we'll wrap for the night. That's what I'm thinking. That's how we'll.
Good.
Mhm.
That's how we'll do this. Feeling good about this contract. All right. Okay. We got the fives. We got the tools. We got the talent. So, map. Are we ready? We're gonna hit up this
Yeah, let's do it.
confirm vector.
Confirm Victor.
Select crew. Ah. Okay. So we can't take her. We're gonna take her. We can't take her for some reason. I don't know why.
That's interesting. Okay.
Is it because this is the specific one we're doing?
I
for
think maybe you're right.
Probably.
Yeah. So we'll
There-
be able to use
yeah.
it for others. So we're good at this.
It's like a yeah.
Since he's locked. Confirmed.
Let's do it.
Ooh,
Oh, we got even better rolls.
we did. I
I
wonder if
bet
that
he's
means that we could have used those. I don't know what that.
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah. All right. I think we're back to you, Indy. I believe.
A Solheim derelict fills the cockpit windows, all twisted plates and skeletal structwork. You watched it in horror and fascination as Seraphim completed the approach, both of you silent in the presence of this decaying beast. Now, as you settle beside it, Seraphim is the first to break the silence.
This thing's already dead.
He shakes his head.
It's a corpse, Sleeper.
He nudges the ship closer, looking for a place to dock.
I touched this thing too hard, it'll crumble to dust. Oh yeah, I picked up a dog. You couldn't tell. Sorry.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do that. Seraphim does a little mock salute.
Aye, aye.
He rolls his eyes.
Any other tips?
All right, Junie.
You're like,
I
that's
forgot
me.
about her.
Yeah.
Take us up there. That's the bridge.
Junie points to towards one end of the ship. Both you and Seraphim turn around, having forgotten she was even in the cockpit.
This is what you're talking about.
She hasn't said a word. I don't think she actually announced that she was coming with you.
She just
in this
appeared.
particular moment.
Yeah.
She hasn't said a word since you departed. She glances at both of your bemused faces.
What?
She looks away.
Sorry, that's where we need to go.
She stops pointing. Seraphim nods towards Junie.
She's not wrong, Sleeper. The bridge would be a good start.
So we go along with what Junie said, I would think, right?
Yeah.
To the bridge.
Yeah,
I mean,
feels fine.
But assessing the wreck doesn't seem like it would prohibit us from going to the bridge. I feel like.
what I'm wondering
Personally,
is if it builds trust with her, though. Like
Oh,
if we're like ignoring her, we're like, yeah, great bridge. Anyway, and then we go back to the, Either way's fine.
I still
What do you feel,
think
Zach?
I still think to assess the wreck first, and if she gets offended that we aren't, what if we assess the wreck and do a scan? It's like, oh, if you go on the bridge, you die. I don't know. That's my vote, but
I'm fine with whatever.
Okay, assess the wreck. Ah, see,
Junie's
we pissed her off.
sorry.
Junie settles silently back into her seat. She looks away out of the cockpit, and you're unsure if she's upset or just embarrassed.
Junie will remember this.
Yeah, right. Carefully, Seraphim brings the ship close to the derelict and guides it along the hull. The ridge light ripple over the broken surface, finding gaps and cracks everywhere. It seems remarkable that the derelict is even still together. Boom.
Shit.
Seraphim hisses as a huge spinning piece of debris drifts in front of the cockpit. He rushes the rig down beneath it, squeezing between the debris and the holes. And as he does so, an ear-splitting screech signals the rig scraping across the derelict skin.
Damn it.
You freeze for a moment, waiting for the breach sirens to sound, but the moment passes and you relax. You glance at Seraphim. His face betrays no emotion.
This isn't safe.
Seraphim shakes his head.
I'm gonna find somewhere better to settle the ship, and we need to suit up and work our way along the hull on foot.
Yeah, it sounds like that choice actually did, in fact, not let us go to the bridge for some reason. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. You look back at Junie and still see her in her seat, eyes wide. You okay?
Yeah.
Junie looks at you. There's a sudden unfamiliar hardness in her eyes that surprises you.
Mm-hmm.
Then, a moment later, it's gone and her gaze softens.
I'm okay.
She smiles a flat smile once again.
Don't worry.
Even though you ignored me and almost crashed the ship.
Seraphim brings the ship away from the derelict's hull an inch at a time and slowly brings it round to settle close to a mostly intact hull plate.
This section's fairly free of debris.
He nudges the ship a little closer.
We should be good to hold here.
Seraphim unclips from his seat and you and Junie follow suit. And you all glide towards the air dock.
Yep.
Junie silently
yeah.
follows. You can't help but feel judged. As you reach the airlock, Seraphim begins suiting up.
If we're lucky, that little collision hasn't started a cascade that will end with this place coming apart under our feet.
God dang it, Zach! Seraphim violently kicks his legs.
I'm gonna just
the
sit
seat of
back
EVH.
and not make any more decisions worthy of
Seraphim violently hits his legs at the seat of EVA trousers, clearly irritated by his own carelessness.
It wasn't your fault. It was Zach's
was.
fault.
It was my
It
fault.
wasn't your
And
fault.
I'm playing Seraphim, so.
Seraphim shoots you a look.
Fault isn't gonna matter when we're floating off into the black.
This is a delicate job.
Junie says quietly, almost to herself.
The data core will be fragile.
She casts a furtive glance in the direction of you and Seraphim.
Very fragile.
Understood.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're totally right, and
Junie nods appreciatively. The rest of the preparation process takes place in tense silence, each of you considering the delicate job ahead. You suit up too. Though you don't need a helmet to breathe, you slide one on and lock the seals for protection. This wreck isn't going to give up its salvage easily. The core should be near the bridge, maybe even inside it. There's a lot of wreck here, and there might be good salvage tucked away in the cargo hold. Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold. Once the suits are on and the seals are checked, you cycle the lock and stare out of the vast expanse of the Twitch-Sit hold before you. Time to go to work. Ooh, boy.
Welcome to your first contract. Well, on a contract, you'll be able to assign 2 dice for each crew member as you would assign your own dice. Pay attention to the crew's skills to use them effectively. On certain outcomes, crew will take crew stress. When their stress is full, you'll no longer be able to use them to perform actions. While in a contract, your energy bar will automatically be supplied for each cycle that you have available supplies. When your supplies are depleted, both you and your crew will take 1 stress per cycle. Contracts also have their own contract stress. When this bar is filled, the contract will fail. Good luck. Alright, so there's pressurized bay. Need to clear the cargo doors. We got some endure going on there. Find an access point, which is intuit, which is a big old no. So this I endure, right? And like,
yeah,
hit up a couple of the 5s, 100% positive, right?
Oh, yeah, it's great. We are good at this.
And then
Maybe, yeah.
that's 25, 20, 50, and 25, though. Maybe a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to make sure we don't lose this. All right. We did the job. Okay. Let's see. Countless fast bays extend from here to even derelict, scanning and mapping each one alike to navigate them safely. And then scrap survey. The end of the derelict is partially intact. If you can survey it, perhaps you can find some valuable scrap. Survey it.
Survey it. Wait.
I'm not actually doing it. I was just looking. Okay.
Junie's really good at this.
Right. So if we put her up here, yeah, she's got 100% positive.
What does it look like if we do her too? Just I'm curious.
3.
Okay, got it.
I think. I'm almost wondering if we should use the 2 and save the 6 or 5. Save the 5 for when we're in a trickier situation.
Okay. We would definitely want to try to finish this clock if we can, but...
That's right. What if we used... yeah. So we could just use her up, basically, for this section. Oh, it seems... I wonder if we're really going to be able to... Or actually, no, so we can rest on the contract for the amount of supplies that we have. Okay, so we're going to get more dice. Okay.
That's right. Yep.
All right, yeah, I think you should try this.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Junie.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, and then this one should wrap that up, right?
Hope so.
Okay. See that, Sleeper?
Almost.
Ooh, and is our ability, we can re-roll dice?
It was something about stress.
No, our that was if we took the operator, we could re-roll dice.
But we can also do
different
this.
character, wasn't it?
Oh.
We can accrue stress to boost our crew dice, which we didn't need in this particular case, but
We'll need it in Seraphin's case because he is shit.
Yep.
that's true. It's a good point, actually. So we could have him map the bays. Like if we did this.
What's his 3 and what's our 3?
He doesn't have interface.
Neither do we.
Yeah.
Or we could spend a 6 here and just get it. Or something like it.
It's going to drop it to 4.
It's our best chance.
Yeah. And then hope that there's better skills further in.
Okay. God damn it. Now we finally got some stress. As your stress increases, you'll have a higher chance of taking damage to your action dice each time you roll them. However, we might. Oh no, we didn't do the clock. So, man, that's just one again. So,
Okay. Do it. I like how he's like, "You sure about this?"
are we doing that with him?
I think so.
Let me just make sure. Is there another spot?
option? Yeah.
There is. There's an airlock. Which engineer? That's him, right? Nope, it's not him. What the hell is your
It's us.
ability, dude?
It's us. His is engage.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. That one's gonna be a bit though.
Yeah, and that's what makes me wonder if we want to try to, you know, really for real get the other clock done. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause I think-
Although it is to the bridge, which Junie was saying was important. Hey, did you guys hear? Junie said the bridge was important. I don't know why we didn't land there.
Y'all never listened to me.
yeah, I mean
Operator, Junie.
Yeah.
Just go back to Lane,
I've
okay?
been taking notes about what's happened and like who's playing each character. I'm just gonna make a note right here. New bullet point. Listen to Rem.
Listen to Rem.
I should already know that. But,
And there's derelict stress. So what do we think? Because we're so close on this one.
yeah, I think. Yeah, it's 50-50.
Well, how do we help boost their rolls?
If we do
Since
this,
that's our skill.
right? Then we.
Look back at your skill.
Yeah, hold on. Accrue stress to boost your crew dice. +2 to lowest crew dice. So if this is the
Okay,
lowest crew dice.
Seems like
Oh, I bet it's this. Should I?
what?
Like this, I bet would increase stress for us,
Well-
but it would give them boost.
No.
I'd do it.
Yeah,
We only have one stress.
I don't think that's it though.
Oh.
That's those are the icons for the skills
Oh, okay.
Oh.
that they're good at. Yeah.
How do I boost them then?
Push, is that the thing when you use push?
Yeah, like exactly, but like how do I?
I'm saying in the top left,
Yeah,
isn't there a
yeah,
thing that
yeah.
says push?
So the top.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Perfect.
There we go.
Look
So-
at that.
So 3 and 3.
You
That's
like
cool.
that?
It's good stuff. All right. So now,
Yeah. Right.
of course, that still brings us down to 1 with that boost.
That's all we got.
Yeah. All right. Come on, buddy. Hey, we did it. Told you I had it. Bays are mapped, and the deep parts of the ship are in surprisingly good condition. All right, so now we have the deep bays. Extract raw scrap. Hey, this is us. This is what we're talking about. Let me just double check something. So he gets 25, 20, and 25, and then we obviously get that 4.
Is that the same? 25,
Yeah.
50,
I guess
25?
so.
It is, yeah. I guess we need to go up 2 if we wanted to get that next level.
I think still try it with ours.
The contact stress has triggered a crisis. A crisis will add 1 contract stress per cycle unless resolved at the crisis location. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it said like it made like the whole thing more decayed.
Yeah, the hull breach. Well, we have Endure, so we can... Or... That's better than we would have because of the
I think
1.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, run it.
Okay. Wow, look at the size of that clock, though. That's
We only have
obnoxious.
one other chance at the moment, so
I don't know if that's going to make it well. I mean, what do we think?
that feels rough.
Yeah.
I say. Never mind. I don't say anything. Don't do it. That's what I.
Yeah, I say don't. I feel like
Okay.
that's bad.
All right. Can we do anything up here? Engage engineer. 50-50. Or 50-50.
Yeah, I think nothing really feels good here.
Yeah, the one's too risky, I think. to
Okay.
use.
Go back here. Supplied, no energy loss. So we're just gonna do it.
Yep, probably a good spot for time too.
Yep. Okay. So what that means? Oh, nice. Okay. So what that means next time is that we will be finishing up with these. Whoops. Sorry. We will be finishing up with these things, like trying to wrap this up, like trying to seal the breach and keep working in the deep bays. And then we have to obviously get to the bridge at some point, which is where Junie wanted us to go in the first place. So that's what we will be doing next time. But
Find out next time.
Find out next time on
Arvocalists.
Citizen Sleeper 2. All right, so that is, let's see. We have now played, as it syncs up here, 2 hours and 22 minutes. 222. All right, good start, everybody. So some good work was done today. How did we all feel about this? First of all, you should follow all the things with KP. We will have KP with us for the special Arvocalist event for ArvCon a week from this Friday. Thank you for the... thank you, Enki Dust, for the follow on my channel. Appreciate it. Thank you. So, Indy, I'll start with you. How'd you feel about your first exposure to this game? What'd you think about it and the vibe, etc.? And anything you want to let the folks know before we see you again next week?
Is that already next week? That's
yeah,
crazy.
Because it's hard to believe, right?
But
it's
like no way.
Yeah, because like a week from Friday is when it starts. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like the sci-fi vibe. I'm always anything sci-fi. I'm always in for it. So it feels atmosphere is cool. Gameplay is interesting. I've not really played something that's like this exactly. So
yeah,
having a good time.
Good stuff. Anything people need to you want to check you out in terms of streaming and stuff like that? I know you did some One Piece the other night, I think.
Yeah, not too much at the moment. Just been I've been working on things offline and practicing One Piece, so I haven't been streaming as much. But yeah, so nothing too much to watch at the moment. But at some point it will return. So just indie full stop everywhere.
Cool. Good stuff. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff today. Also, Rem, good stuff from you as well. Clearly, we should have listened, to you and with Junie. I mean, that was pretty obvious. But how did you feel about getting into back into the Citizen Sleeper vibe? Did this scratch the cyberpunk itch for you, etc.? And
absolutely,
and
I like this story. Some of the it's hard for me as a neurodivergent player to sit here and not have control of the buttons. It's harder for me to care about some of the resource management pieces of it.
Yeah.
But I think the story and the characters are super cool and intriguing. So I sit here looking for like my this is my HP tracker that has a real nice click when I spin it. So I just play with things during the slow time. But I like this better than growing up. I'm sorry, I do.
I totally
be
get
sorry.
It. Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I'm excited to be back into it.
Good stuff. And anything you want to note for people before we see you next week? Yeah,
check out my Patreon, please. I'll put the link in the chat in just a moment. We're doing all kinds of cool stuff. We're doing industry guest interviews. I've interviewed Elisa Teague and Tommy Rice so far. We're doing a monthly hangout thing where we just play a game or hang out and chat or whatever we feel like doing. And that's this Friday. My Sunday once a month Shadowrun game is session 1 is kicking off May 25th, I think. That makes sense with the 23rd being Friday. So
seems right.
And it's nice because I'm not traveling right now. So with the state of the world, so trying to keep busy with some internet appearances.
That's good. And yes, people should definitely support Rem on the Patreon to the extent that you can. And again, Rem, thanks for the once again, thank you for the graphic today too. Which was really cool. Last but certainly not least, Zach, good stuff from you. We had you, other folks were doing other things leading up to that, and then we got in the last, I'd say, hour and a half or so, we started to get you into roles, starting with Karsten, and then we're able to get other things like Femi's Nia, right? Who's the other salvager
right.
or whatever. So how'd you feel about the vibe and so forth and all that? And any thoughts about where people can find you before next week?
The vibes are immaculate. I love this game, or this series, I suppose. And yeah, it's great. I'm interested to see how it pans out, and the dice mechanics and all that stuff always have really good story payoffs, even in subtle ways. Like when I was like, this shouldn't lock us out of doing the bridge. Yeah.
And yeah, it did.
Flat spoiler, it did. Yeah, it should be interesting. I'm excited for next time, and people will find me on my own Twitch channel, where I most often am streaming Divinity with my friends Maddie and Vez, and then I also am doing World of Warcraft Wednesdays, or WoW Wednesdays as they're called. So hopefully getting back into that tomorrow evening. And then otherwise, on Mysterious Peaks on this channel, D&D/Sci-Fi Espergenesis campaign, and then also Gen GMs, which is our GM advice podcast.
Number of new shorts have just dropped for that, by the way,
Yep.
about a week ago.
And that's about it. And then you'll see me here again, DMing for the second time ever on the internet for Arvcon.
Super excited for that. It'll be a good time. Thank you, Zach, and great. It was great crew to be able to be back together with the whole team, and I'm looking forward to seeing you folks on Friday of next week. Chat, can we get some love for the amazing Arvocalists of, once again, Zach Clay, Rem Alternus, Indy Full Stop, and of course KP. Great job, Arvocalists, and I will see you folks back here next week, as I mentioned.
Bye.
Bye for
Bye.
now. All right. That, folks, is going to do it for us for tonight. That was a good time. I definitely enjoyed myself. It was fun, and I agree that it's a good vibe to get back into. Growing up, I thought growing up had good moments for the most part, but I was pleased that we were able to move into something else. With something with a very different kind of literally a different kind of vibe, and that's what we got with growing up. So it was good stuff. But whoops, I never put my camera up. There's that, and there's that. There we go. But that is going to do it for me for tonight, folks. We were streamed quite a bit today, so I'm going to rise up on out of here. I have to do a little bit of grading and then head to bed, and then more grading later this week before Thursday night. On Thursday night, I will be back on my channel this Thursday with D&D with viewers. So if you want to play some D&D with us as we continue to play Legacy of the Green Flame, you should definitely join us on Thursday night. And then on Saturday, I'll have more Eberron Oracle of War. And then next week, we will be back into a little more of Oblivion and stuff like that, leading up to the big ArvCon stuff that, as I say, I'll announce the full schedule for that towards the end of this week. I've been talking about a little bit of individual moments with scheduling, and of course, I'll be talking about the sponsor list when we get there as well. The other thing to mention is just this, which is to get your votes in now, because I'm going to be, the final vote on that will take place on Tuesday. We'll conclude by Tuesday. This is the game that I'm going to be playing in 2 weeks. We have Breath of Fire 4, Far Lone Sail, and Gorogoa, which is a puzzle thing. Right now, Breath of Fire 4 is currently in the lead ahead of Far Lone Sail. So get your votes in, because, as I say, in a week from now, that will close, and then I'll be playing it the week after that, which will also be the week after. Let's see here. Which will be the week after that, which will be the week of the week after ArvCon. So that is going to be good times as we get ready for the summer to come. I basically think of ArvCon as almost the official beginning of summer, and then we move into June, and June and July and August are going to be busy but really fun months for the channel and elsewhere. So I'm excited for that. If you like what you saw and heard today, I already talked about this quite a bit, so I'm going to zip through it. Make sure to follow all the things. Follow on the YouTube, Discord, !ArvCord, Twitter, !ArvTweets, Blue Sky, !ArvSky, website, arvanellarun.com, !Arv shop for the merchandise area, !Arvtreon for the Patreon. Subbing to the channel, as several of you did today, is useful. So thank you so much for all of that. !Icarus for my graphic novel from Athos Arts, !Library, that's my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment, Grayshade is my Grayshade IP, which is Grayshade Renegade and Heretic. That is the Grey Assassin trilogy from Athos Arts. You can get that. You can get the audiobook of Grayshade from our very own Trent Sparks there, and pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Grayshade from our very own Brandon O'Brien and Alligator Alley Entertainment, which will be due out in August of this year in Gen Con. Very excited for that. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we will do so for others in that situation in the future. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank all of the folks who made this a wonderful set of streams today. Thank you to my mods, Prince Justin, Triffity Mats, best in the business. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and subscribers, Prince Justin, Triffity Mats, Nonstop, Mrs. Dunsel. Thanks again for the sub tonight, Mrs. Dunsel, and the sub tonight, Triffid. And thank you so much to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Darth Sisu. Thank you to Dilno Raw, I think. Dino Roar, there we go. Thank you to Dragon Spear, also a mod, but lurking in the background. Thank you to Fairy Firefox, Jagtris, of course, Master of Rem. Thank you to Porquito Show. What's up, Porquito? Thank you to Wizquaza, and of course, Zach Clay. And special thanks tonight to the amazing Arvocalists. Thank you so much to Zach Clay, to Rem Alternus, to Indy Full Stop, and to KP for being awesome. You will see all of them back here next week. That's going to do it for me. I will see you folks Thursday night for the amazing and awesome D&D with viewers. Actually, just very quickly, just let me double check something. Let me see. I want to double check something to see whether it is the thing of what I think it is. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Community D&D is tomorrow night. I thought there was something else. So tomorrow night, 9:30 is Community D&D, Waterdeep Dragon Heist with the Shadow Crew. Definitely want to tune in for that. And then Thursday, like I said, D&D with viewers, Legacy of the Green Flame. And then Saturday the 17th, D&D with Infinity and Beyond, Eberron, Oracle of War. So a lot of D&D this week, starting tomorrow with the Shadow Crew. That's it for me. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much to the Arvocalists, and thank you all for tuning into the Citizen Sleeper 2 premiere. I will see you folks tomorrow night for Community D&D with the Shadow Crew and Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Until then, everyone, please be good to each other, and have a good night. Honk.